DRG Media Group and River 92.7 are bringing you all home Oahe Zap games all season long. Tune in on the radio, listen on the app, or watch live on drgnews.com. Now, let's send it to the broadcast booth for some Oahe Zap baseball.
Another picture-perfect day at Hyde Stadium for some Zap baseball between the Fremont Moo and the first place Oahe Zap. Another good crowd filling in here on a beautiful Thursday evening. Some clouds hanging over top for a crucial Game 2 of this three-game series. The Zap lead this series 1-0, and they've got their sights set on the playoff push here at the end of the postseason. Hello, everybody. I'm Justin Cowart alongside Dylan Beach and Eli Lewis, welcoming you into the broadcast booth here at Hyde Stadium. Well, it was a very eventful Game 1 of this series. We saw Esteban Baca go 9 innings of sparkling starting pitching. He only allowed 10 hits, 2 earned runs, and the Zap got the win at 6-2. They got some help from their offense, too. Those 2 runs that Baca gave up didn't come until the 8th and the 9th inning. He had plenty of insurance to work with at that point in the ballgame. 2 2-run home runs from both Quinn Ludvigson and Vince Polizzi helped push the Zap past the Fremont Moo. And now they need another win here today as this postseason picture is getting clearer and clearer by the day. I welcome in Dylan Beach. And Dylan, crucial first win, but the Zap have to let that one roll off their back from yesterday, even though it was a win, and treat this like another playoff game here this afternoon.
Yeah, every game's a must-win, and when you're dealing with fractions of a percentage separating you between first and then maybe even fourth place right now, you just got to keep winning and take care of business.
And that's what they'll try to do today. The Zap yesterday got the offense going, as we told you, 2 2-run shots, but they also had some good heads-up base running. And one thing we saw to Esteban Baca yesterday was a complete game outing under 100 pitches. He threw 99. He sure got close to that 100 mark.
Yeah, he kept it under for the Baca yesterday, man.
That is the new term, because we were going to give him the Maddox of left for both of these teams, but for the Zap with 8 games remaining, you have got to make sure that you're taking care of your bullpen arms. Didn't even have to go to the bullpen yesterday.
Yeah, and I mean, if you can save arms like that every game, you might as well do it, but it's not that easy. You're not going to have a complete game every night, and it was a great pitching performance to put you out on the right foot against the Moo again. We'll see if A.J. Ponciano can keep it going here today.
That is the Zap starter here this afternoon. It'll be Aiden McGrath going for the Fremont Moo. As we take a look at the rest of this schedule down the stretch here for the Oahe Zap, they've got one more home game here in this series. That is tomorrow night at 6:05, and then they go on the road for 2 against Spearfish. They will have a couple days off. That Fremont Moo 2-game series that was supposed to be on Monday and Tuesday has been pushed to Thursday and Friday, so they get 2 games off in between then, but they will come back home at the end of next week and take on the Hastings Sodbusters for 2 final home games. But each game, you got to take it one day at a time, because you can only control what you can control, and that is winning right here and in the now. The Zap looked at the Casper Spuds and Spearfish Sasquatch series yesterday. They had a doubleheader because of a rainout that got that postponed game pushed to yesterday afternoon, and the Spuds and the Spearfish Sasquatch split those 2 games. About the best outcome you could ask for if you're the Zap.
Yeah, because you gain ground on both teams. You still get to play Spearfish later, so you're not as concerned with them right now, but a split in that series gains ground because their winning percentage is doing nothing but stagnate for every win and loss. So you're just going to root for those teams to keep trying to knock each other out a little bit and while you catch up your ground.
Well, we know who the Zap fans will be rooting for in this matchup between the Zap and the Moo. Who should they be rooting for in that matchup between Casper and Sasquatch?
I think, as hard as it may be, you might want to root for the Spuds in that one. I know it's your rival, but you have a full game over the Spuds. They can't catch you if you win tonight. If you could catch the Spearfish if they lose tonight, though.
And it will be interesting to see how far this team has come when they do go on the road and play Spearfish for those 2 games. It's funny, every series that comes along, it feels like, well, the Zap are playing for their playoff hopes in this series. They've got to win these games. But that's just how it is. If you're unfamiliar with the ILB playoff setup, it's the winner of the first half of the season and the winner of the second half of the season, as Eli Lewis told us yesterday in our path to the playoff. But if the second half winner is also the first half winner, then it comes down to win percentage, and that's where things get a little bit hairy, and that's why the Zap are kind of flip-flopping on who they're rooting for in these games between Casper and Spearfish day in, day out.
Yeah, it's a very confusing playoff push, but we're starting to get a bit of a clearer picture. It's going to be better and better every day, but The Zap know that they can control their destiny if they just keep simply winning ball games, Justin.
And that's all they can control is their play here tonight. They've got to take it one game at a time. Yes, you had a great performance yesterday afternoon, but the game of baseball was funny. It's funny how things flip. Let's introduce you to the starting lineups here today. As always, we'll start with the visiting team, the Fremont Moo. It'll be Rocco Garitano leading things off, playing center field. Henry Heyman will be batting second and playing second. Cooper Fucino will be catching today, batting third. Timon Long will be out and left, batting cleanup. Braden Jones will be playing first base and batting fifth. Josh Hardiman will be batting sixth, DHing. Sevi Aguirre will be playing shortstop and batting seventh. Brody Joyner will be playing the hot corner, batting eighth. And Caden Brzezinski will be playing in right field and batting ninth. No, this is not a Bison series where we had to let them borrow one of our players. We've got a Caden Brzezinski and a Caden Buzanski, and both of them in the lineups today. So we had a Phillips versus Phillips matchup yesterday. Now we got a Brzezinski versus Buzanski matchup here today. Meeting the Oahe Zap starting nine, it'll be Andrew Phillips playing center, Jared Pugrad batting second, playing short, Ty Farwell batting third and playing third. Vince Palizzi will be DHing, batting cleanup, and we'll finish the rest here in a moment. We want to send it down to the field as we've got a very special national anthem here today. It is a choir group called Surprise Package, and they wore their Zap blue here this afternoon. So we'll send it down to Brooks Cartwright as he hands the microphone off to what looks like a very professional crew to sing today's national anthem. Well, if you saw them, you would know it's no surprise that the anthem sounded that good. Big thanks to Surprise Package for getting this day started off the right way. Let's pick up with the Zap lineup. Vince Palizzi batting cleanup, DHing, then Quinn Ludvigson playing first, batting fifth. Alex Jackson will be out in right field, batting sixth. Caden Buzanski will be playing second, batting seventh. Noah Cadena behind the dish will be batting eighth, and Emiliano Curiel will be out and left, batting ninth. As we mentioned, the pitching matchup today will be between A.J. Ponciano and Aiden McGrath, as we've got a first pitch here from a Pure Fast Pitch softball player. If you want to hear a little bit more about Pure Fast Pitch softball, you can check out the Oahe Zap social media channel. I got to talk to one of the coaches, and she fires one in there to Noah Cadena, and it's our first pitch without an actual baseball. They fired a softball today. Cadena has caught a lot of things back there. It might be his first softball catch.
Yeah, probably. If I had to bet.
Fremont Moo are wearing their Clemson-themed uniforms today. They've got the orange tops and orange bottoms. Moo across the chest in purple and white. They've got their numerals in purple, outlined in white as well. Purple caps with the Moo logo on the center in orange. The Oahe Zap are in their drgnews.com jerseys today with the lightning bolt down the sides, Zap across the chest in white and blue. They've got the white bottoms and the blue stripe down the side. The 1, 2, 3 will be Garitano, Heyman, and Fucino for the Moo. A.J. Ponciano trying to do his best Esteban Baca impression today and go 1, 2, 3 to start this game off. It's a perfect day here for some baseball. Another cool afternoon in central South Dakota. Breeze a little bit more stout than it was yesterday as it's buffeting that flag over in right center, pushing from left field over to right field. Not exactly hitter-friendly or pitcher-friendly. It just kind of we'll mix things up. Another good crowd on hand here today. We saw our largest crowd yesterday, and we've got another good one here today as all these Zapaholics know exactly how important today's game and the rest of these home games for the Zap are. We've only got 4 home games left. That is if the Zap don't make the postseason, but they are sitting pretty right now. They just need to keep winning. And we are moments away from first pitch. Our umpires today, it'll be Riley Donovan out on the base paths and Scott Pinney behind the dish. We saw Scott yesterday out in the field. Chris Dozark has got the day off. Ponciano firing a couple more warm-up pitches. What's the key to the game today for you, Dylan, after game 1 and the Zap get the win to start off this series?
I think just get out in front early. Try to strike first. Give Ponciano that run support. We saw once Baca really got that run support how good he was moving. I think if you give Ponciano that support, you can really cruise through this game.
Well, Ponciano, one of the many Zap starters who has improved over the season. Seems like all of the starters have improved over the season. I ran into Jamie Habiger and Bob Habiger, both co-owners, today earlier, out having lunch and gushing at how good Estevan was yesterday, but they also said, hey, that's just been kind of a theme with our starters. Garitano is set, Ponciano is setting now for the ball game. As Ponciano delivers his first pitch, Garitano shows bunt, fans on it, and it's an 0-1 count as we are underway here at Hyde Stadium on a perfect Thursday evening.
I wish we could have this weather just all of baseball season, Justin. It is lovely out.
Ponciano ahead 0-1 here to Garitano. Into left, Emiliano Curiel trotting in, squeezes the first out, and that is almost a carbon copy of how the day started yesterday for Estevan Baca.
He's just picking off where he left off last night. I mean, Estevan Baca just kept getting weak contact after weak contact, and despite giving up 10 hits, only giving up 2 runs was an outstanding day on the bump for Estevan Baca.
Not only did he do that, you don't go 9 innings with just 99 pitches, averaging 11 pitches an inning without getting some early swings. That's a good start from Ponciano as he faces off with Heyman missing inside for ball 1.
I was talking to Estevan before the game, and he was like, yeah, I threw it into a calculator. 98 divided by 9, it's like 10.8. And I was like, well, 99 divided by 9 is even easier because that's what you actually had.
He was so good, we'll take 1 pitch off for him. The 1-0, make it 2-0 as that one scoots underneath the reaching glove of Noah Cadena. Bryce Van de Wastein hustling over. He tells Cooper Fucino, I got it. You stay in the on-deck circle. This is my job. Ponciano falls behind 2-0. We'll see if he can get back in this at-bat. We'll see if Fucino offers in a hitter's count here. 2-0 delivery is fouled off the end of the bat. Maybe the brightest jersey combination we've seen here at Hyde Stadium for the Fremont Moo. You can't miss them. Orange on the top, orange on the bottom, and it's not a soft orange. So Ponciano, who fell behind 2-0, now a strike away from the second out of the inning. And over 500 fans here yesterday. It was First Dakota National Bank night. Similar crowd here tonight as this one is skied a mile high up the elevator shaft. Cadena, right where he was squatting before, makes this catch and gets the second out of the inning. It is kind of scary how similar this start to this game was to yesterday's game.
Baca might have found the blueprint.
A lot of pop-ups yesterday. Nothing really hard hit until the game got into the later stages.
Baseball can be a simple game sometimes. Just throw strikes, put them over the plate, and see if they'll hit it softly.
And that's something that feels like the Zap have been a little wary of, is pitching to contact. As Ponciano with 2 outs will miss up and in to Cooper Fucino for ball 1. Feels like they were getting behind in counts and then trying to get cute with their pitches, offering a lot of walks, which often turn into runs. Ponciano with the 1-0 pitch. Gets a soft ground ball to Pugrad at short. This is about as routine as it gets, and he fires to first. And it's a 1-2-3 start for A.J. Ponciano. We'll keep it right here for our first inning Fiber Fact, brought to you by our great friends at Venture Communications. And we want to give a big thanks to Venture for always supporting our first inning Fiber Facts. Do you love your current TV lineup with Venture Communications, but you want to stream? You won't miss a beat with UView Plus. Get all your live TV, all your favorite shows, and all the local sports you love, now streaming your way with 100% fiber. It's the same great content. Experience UView Plus today, only available with Venture Communications. Call their business office at 605-852-2224. 9-pitch inning for A.J. Ponciano is a good start. He's on track to maybe even a Maddox or a Baca. And we've got a big show for you today. We've got a very special Beat the Bolt later this afternoon. We've also got the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of the Capital Area and head coach of the Pierre Governor football team, Steve Steele, will be joining us here in a couple of innings. We'll be talking about our Stanley County Golfer Gold in support of Stanley County Gold, their after-school program. He's also got his Sailgate coming up. A lot to get to with Steve Steele, so we'll get to hear from him for a couple innings. As it will be Andrew Phillips, Jared Pugrad, and Ty Farwell to lead things off for the Zap here today. Andrew Phillips back in the leadoff spot. We saw that a couple days ago. And we saw Gavin Frazier back in the leadoff spot yesterday, but Phillips has climbed back up the ladder as he will be leading things off for the Zap here again this afternoon.
And a very well-deserved break for Gavin Frazier today, and I expect probably Pugrad will get one tomorrow, and that's kind of what they were missing in Bazanski, because I think one of those guys were definitely due up for a break in that Spud series, but then you have to push it all the way back to this Moo series to get one of those guys a day off.
But not a bad problem to have when you got Jared Pugrad and Gavin Frazier as your middle infield, getting an extra day or two of work. It's good to be young.
That's a great duo, and I mean, wherever you need him to, you might be able to have Aiden Johnson go play some second too. So
we've seen him just about everywhere on the field. The final warm-up toss is tossed down to second. The Fremont Moo have not really given the Zap much problems this year, but this is a Moo team that has gotten better as the season has progressed. It's certainly not an opponent you can take lightly. And we'll see if the Zap can get a little run support here early for A.J. Ponciano.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, me and a couple interns. We were talking about how it's not the same Moo team from earlier in the year, how much better they've gotten, but it's not the same Zap team of yesteryear either. This Zap team has just improved loads since then.
Back to 500. By far the latest they have gotten back to 500 in a season. Phillips' first pitch, he shows bunt and takes a ball off the plate.
They could have their first winning record since 1-0 in the history of the Zap today.
That would be a huge milestone for the home team. Phillips on the second pitch lofts one out to center field. Rocco Garitano comes on and squeezes it, and just like that, a good start for Aiden McGrath, the Moo starter. He gets his first out on 2 pitches, and that'll bring up Jared Pugrad. Tell you, Jared Pugrad, you can put him just about anywhere in the lineup, and he will hit the ball hard. I don't say he'll produce because, well, he has got some sort of voodoo working against him where about half of his hard-hit balls come up Sports Center top 10 plays with a defender diving and stealing a hit from him. And he jumps on the first one, lines it down the left field line, and just barely turns foul. Oh, the wind was trying to keep that one fair. Jamie Habiger was trying to put a little voodoo on that one himself, down as the third base coach. But good to see Jared Pugrad jumping on the first pitch again. It seems like he got away from that a little bit these last couple games.
He likes to be aggressive at the plate. He knows that maybe those first couple of pitches are the best you're going to see in an entire at-bat.
We'll see what he gets here from McGrath on the 0-1. He swings at that one, and Garitano is getting called off by his right fielder, Caden Brzezinski. And now 4 pitches, 2 outs for Aiden McGrath.
Trying to one-up Ponciano's 9-pitch inning.
We'll have to deal with Ty Farwell here in the 3-hole, and that's no easy task. Farwell delivered a beautiful opposite field double. And there we see the patented hip shake. That's making its way throughout the ballpark, too. You see a lot of young fans mimic that shake of Farwell as he takes strike one, says Scott Penny.
That's going to be the new Soto shuffle and Pierre. Just kids doing the Ty Farwell hip shimmy.
Well, maybe a little bit more bearable than the Soto shuffle.
I agree.
0-1 to Farwell is grounded softly to second. Henry Heyman charges, fields, and fires, and just like that, it's another 1-2-3 inning, this time for the Fremont Moo. 6 pitches, 3 outs for Aiden McGrath. We head to the top of the second inning. Still no score here at Hyde Stadium.
Looking for happenings in Central South Dakota? The Pierre Area Chamber of Commerce Community Calendar is your go-to for all the latest events. From entertainment to local benefits, community activities, and more, there's something for everyone. Email your event to contactchamber@pierre.org and it will be listed on the weekly calendar. To view the calendar, go to www.pierre.org. Let's celebrate together in the heart of South Dakota. The Pierre Area Chamber of Commerce, connecting our community one event at a time.
Doing a little spring cleaning at your house? I'm Val Keller, City of Pierre Solid Waste Manager, letting you know the City Supply Swap program can help. We'll recycle cleaning supplies, paint, and other household chemicals you don't want anymore. Plus, you're free to take any products other people dropped off for recycling. The swap program helps our customers and keeps things out of our landfill. Supplies we accept include stains and sealers, pesticides, pool chemicals, typical cleaning agents, as well as oil-based paint, latex paint, and spray paint. For additional information, call 605-773-7434. Again, that's 773-7434 for more information about recycling your household supplies and paint. Let the City of Pierre help you get your home and garage cleared out and cleaned up for the summer months.
This public service message is brought to you by the radio stations of the DRG Media Group in Pierre.
Still scoreless here at Hyde Stadium. Zap trying to protect the home field advantage. 18-10 at home this season. They've really turned Hyde Stadium into a tough place to play this year, Justin.
Especially in the month of July. It just feels like here at home they simply can't lose. We've really only seen one uncharacteristic loss at home here for the Oahe Zap. And I believe it was a run rule
Prospects
to the Nebraska Prospects. Thank you, Dylan. Earlier this year, most uncharacteristic Zap game I've seen all season long.
Yeah, especially in front of the home crowd. That one felt very odd, especially when they came back the next day and scored 23 runs of their own.
Certainly took some anger out on the Prospects.
Ponciano coming back out for the second inning. He fires that one. First pitch swung on and blooped out into center field. Phillips chasing in and making the grab. He was almost on the skirt of the infield, but brings it in.
And so Aiden McGrath saw Ponciano's 9-pitch inning, said, I'm going to do you one better and throw you a 6-pitch inning. And now Ponciano saw the 6-pitch inning. We'll see if he can get it done in 5 or less. It's a good start. 1 pitch, 1 out.
It's like that one daytime game show. It's like 15 words or less. They're just going to keep fighting each other for who can have the faster inning. We'll see if Ponciano can get a one-up here as he fires in a first-pitch strike to Braden Jones. Saw Braden Jones in batting practice yesterday. He's putting some effortless swings that were just towering fly balls out into the outfield. And then he put a charge into one into the deepest part of the ballpark yesterday as he watches ball one. Hit it right to that 383 sign out in left center field gap. And I think if he had hit it anywhere else or if he had pulled it a little bit, that one would have been a run on the board for the Moo. He ended up coming around and scoring and breaking up that perfect game, or that shutout for Estevan Baca. So that one skips in for ball 2.
And it looks like Ponciano very aware of that power that Jones has. He hadn't really thrown him anything over the plate yet. Probably a good guy to be careful with.
Maybe not pitch to contact on Braden Jones. 2-1 now to Braden Jones. He swings, lines that one foul down the third base line. Much like Poograds, that one was kind of flirting a little bit, but just pushes foul. So Braden Jones now even in the count, 2 apiece. A.J. Ponciano looking for his first strikeout of the day. Not a lot of strikeout pitchers on this Zap team, not a lot of swing and miss stuff, but where they excel is getting that weak contact. We saw that yesterday with Baca, and we've seen Ponciano already doing that through this one. 2-2 now. Skips in. Now we have a full count to Braden Jones as he stops that ball. Some good sportsmanship for him.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see what kind of pitch Ponciano brings here in a full count Does he go after Jones, or does he try to get him to chase something? Like we said, this is not the guy you want to make a mistake to.
See that dilemma now from A.J. Ponciano. Payoff pitch. Sets, deals. That one off the plate for ball 4. So a 1-out walk for Braden Jones, but feel like maybe with his speed you can maybe live with that walk there.
Yeah, it sets up a double play, and it wasn't a bad miss, too. It was a good offering, and kind of what we thought. Maybe throw him something off the plate, see if he'll chase, and if he doesn't, well, then you put him on the base paths and set yourself up a ground ball to get you out of the inning.
Josh Hardiman now at the plate as Ponciano checks on Jones over at first. See if he makes him dirty up the jersey with a pickoff attempt. He fires in one. That one skips in the dirt for ball 1. Zap have really had the Moo's numbers so far this year in 3 meetings, winning all 3, outscoring the Moo 30-5 in those ball games. It has been a team that the Zap have really hit well this year, as that one misses low for ball 2.
Ponciano, about as cool of a customer as they come. Never really see him get too high or too low. Showing a little frustration after that miss there.
See if he can come back here with a strike. Runner on first, 1 away, still scoreless at Hyde Stadium. The 2-0 misses off the plate for ball 3.
And we've seen Devin Skelton come out and offer some mound visits really early in his pitcher's outings. And he is hanging out right there on the exit of the dugout. Wouldn't be shocked if we see a Skelton meeting here.
See if Hardiman gets the green light on the 3-0. That one in there for strike 1, low in the zone. Good comeback pitch there from Ponciano. See if he can make this a competitive at-bat here. He's done well getting back into some of these counts. He was behind 2-0 earlier to a batter and got back in it. See if he can avoid the jam here. That off-speed drops in for strike 2.
Yeah, and you could tell Hardiman was guessing fastball on that. He started to offer early and then was a little bit frozen when that ball started to break.
Back-to-back strikes for Ponciano, makes the count full. Still looking for that first strikeout of the day. Braden Jones on first, 1 away. Small lead for Jones. Ponciano sets, fires, misses off the plate for ball 4. So a full count walk there for A.J. Ponciano brings Devin Skelton out of the dugout for a mound visit. I think a smart mound visit, try to calm your guy down. We saw Esteban Baca's last start. He was just kind of full of nerves. He really settled in, and then the next time we saw him, he was really pitching stellar. It's been a while since we've seen Ponciano make a start, it feels like, for the Oahe Zap. Feels like he's been coming in relief here lately, but maybe working out some of those early jitters. It wasn't a big first inning, but a big second inning starting to form here maybe for Ponciano.
Yeah, and when you're a team that you know can, like you said, dominate your opponent in the Fremont Moo, outscoring them 30-5 like that, you hate to start off by getting behind because you don't want to give this team that has been playing well these past couple weeks any sort of momentum, any sort of belief that they can beat you in a 9-inning affair. And we already see Jamie Habiger and Devin Skelton offering their opinions to Scott Penny, the home plate umpire. That didn't take long.
Maybe the fastest they've offered those opinions this year is he's sharing some of his thoughts with Noah Cadena behind the plate now. I think the first reliever we'll see in action today for the Zap would likely be Brady Glenn. They sent him to warm up last night, but Esteban Baca just kept shooing him off throughout that ball game. Coach Habiger was saying he probably threw 150 pitches just trying to get warmed up all the times he had to get back in it, as that one is lined sharply to left field. Firing back in, keeping the runner at third. A good throw there from left from Emiliano Curiel.
And if you're A.J. Ponciano here, you don't let that affect you at all, because we saw Esteban Baca yesterday get into a couple of jams, and he was able to work out of them pretty effortlessly. And Ponciano knows that he can pitch the same style that Esteban did. We saw it in the first inning.
Ground ball could end the inning for Ponciano. Sevi Aguirre, that one finished pretty quickly. One pitch was all he needed to line that one out to left. Now bases juiced for the Moo. An early jam here with one away for A.J. Ponciano. First and third playing in short. As Ponciano comes set and deals in there for strike one.
And that's great to see him start off, Aguirre, with a good pitch and get ahead in the count.
And he was behind in the count on a lot of those previous batters, and now finally ahead now on Bodie Joyner. The 0-1 now. Swung, chopped. That one softly to Pugrad. Firing to second. Gets one, but the run will score at home. So the Moo will trade and out for a run. I think a good trade here early. So they lead now 1-0. Runners on the corners, 2 away for the Moo.
Yeah, I agree. I think that is a pretty fair trade-off. Knowing what your offense can do and how good they've been lately, it's not those 1 or 2 run innings that have bitten you. It's been those big innings where you see 5 or 6 get put up.
And even the Moo, I think you would take that trade with bases loaded. You've only scored 5 runs this year against the Zap as that one's fouled off. That one now the 6th in your fourth meeting versus them this season. I think you'll take the runs wherever you can get them. Especially after last night where Esteban Baca was pitching a shutout for a majority of that game. See Caden Brzezinski now at the plate. Behind in the count 0-1. Runners on the corners, 2 away. That one misses off the plate for ball 1. Caden Brzezinski out of Butler University. Another Indiana connection. It's been a while since I've made our viewers listen about the great state of Indiana. Figured I'd have to throw that one out there.
Well, they've been wondering where you'd been.
Ponciano picking off at first. A close play. They call him safe. That was a good pickoff attempt between Ponciano and Quinn Ludvigsen over there at first.
It's about as close as they come, too. From our vantage point, looks like Ludvigsen got the tag down in time. Now Riley Donovan has got his eyes set on those 2 over at first.
The 1-1, the runner goes. Cadena fakes out the throw. So the double play that you didn't need is now off, but there's not a force out for you anywhere but first.
And good to see Cadena hold on to that ball. That's been a bugaboo for the Zap this year with runners on first and third, trying to get that runner stealing at second, not getting it, and allowing the runner from third to score.
2-1 now from Ponciano. This is off the plate for ball 3. Ponciano had a 9-pitch first, and now already with 20 in the second inning. There was a long stretch there at home where the Zap were giving up those big pitch count innings in the first. Today, Ponciano went quickly through the first, now struggling to get through the second. The 3-1 now. Misses for ball 4, and he'll take his base and load the bases up. Lineup turns over for Rocco Garitano. We saw him show bunt earlier with nobody on. With 2 on, it'd be risky, but wouldn't put it past him. He's a very fast runner.
That would be certainly a gamble with a force out at home.
That would be. As you see Garitano step in. Ponciano trying to get out of this jam with just the 1 run allowed. The 0-0 skied into center field. Andrew Phillips giving chase, calling everybody off and making the play for the 3rd out. The damage was done, but it was minimal. The Moo lead 1-0 here early at Hyde Stadium. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 2nd.
Thinking of travel? Pierre Regional Airport offers non-stop flights to Denver. Starting August 1st, book your destination at United.com. With United Mileage Plus, you can save more by earning miles when you fly from Pierre Regional Airport. 1-hour flights to Denver and the world beyond. Avoid the crowds, avoid the drive, and enjoy free parking when you fly from Pierre Regional Airport. United Airlines in Pierre starting August 1st. Skip the drive. Fly from Pierre.
We're good at making excuses for things we don't want to do.
I can't work late because my cat has a job interview.
Unfortunately, we're also good at making excuses for things we shouldn't do, like driving drunk.
There's nothing on the back roads but cows.
The truth is, there's no good reason to drink and drive. Not even if you stick to the back roads. If you drink, don't drive. No excuses. Brought to you by the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, South Dakota Broadcasters Association, and this station.
If you're interested in becoming a valued sponsor of an Oahe Zap broadcast, you can contact us for more information at sports@dakotaradiogroup.com or call us at 605-224-8686.
1-0 Moo lead here at the bottom of the second inning. About as long of a line we've seen at the concession stand. Great crowd on hand here for the second day in a row. And we welcome a very special guest, a recurring guest up into the broadcast booth. It is the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of the Capital Area, the head football coach of the Pierre Governors, and going to be my golfing buddy July 28th, Mr. Steve Steele. Steve, welcome back on the broadcast.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me back on, guys. It is a beautiful night for baseball tonight.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better than this, and we just keep counting down the days here. We're coming right around the corner from our Stanley County Golf for Gold, which, if you haven't heard, we are going to be golfing 108 holes in one day out at Dunes Golf. And we actually got some new golfers that have joined the fun. It'll be Jamie Habiger and Devin Skelton who will be hopping in on the fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a really fun event. It's going to be probably a long day, but not many causes as worthy as the Stanley County Gold program. We're really hoping to try and build some funds for them, just with the uncertainty of everything going on in Washington right now. And at the end of our summer program, things are on hold until they're not on hold anymore, or until they're gone. So this is kind of the beginning of us trying to find our way to make sure that Stanley County always has its gold program. And what better way to do that than golfing literally all day.
You said it probably will be a long day. I'm going to dispel any speculation. I think it's going to be a very long day, but no place I'd rather spend it than out at the dunes with Steve Steele and Jamie Habiger, Devin Skelton, and some other folks. And we would be getting back underway in the second inning. We'll continue talking to Steve, but it looks like Bodie Joyner over there, the Fremont Moo third baseman, came out and maybe felt a little illness or sickness as the medical staff is over there tending to him in the third base coach's box. But I've had a lot of folks ask me how the fundraising will work, how the pledging will work. If you want to give some more insight on how other folks can get involved, if they simply wanted to donate some funds, donate some time, how they can get involved.
Yeah, on our website, the Golf for Gold has its own page under Support the Club. You can just donate money if you want to donate there, or you can pledge, for any of us. But you can pledge per hole, per par, birdie, whatever it is that you want to pledge per, we'll take it. And then we'll have our scorecards, our super official scorecards posted at the end of that day. We'll make sure they survive any frustrations. And I'm really curious. I was talking to someone about this earlier today of just what the rounds are going to look like. When's the peak, and then what is the hanging on going to look like at the end of the day? The last day or the last round is it going to be a 5-iron and a putter, and that's it, and just call it a day. But it'll be interesting to see. Like I said, it's something that I hadn't done before, and it's kind of a unique challenge that I think looking back on it, obviously we raised some funds and raised some awareness for the gold program, but hopefully everybody, yourself included and our other golfers, have some fun involved too.
So I'm curious, par 63 out at Dunes, so it's a bit shorter of a course, just space-wise. What do you think your best round's going to be?
I don't know.
It's a tough question.
Are you asking which one of the six, or what the best number is going to be?
Let's answer both, because we got a little time here while Grant Ryan now gets warmed up over at third base as the new Moo third baseman.
I think that second round is probably the prime one, because the first one's going to be, I don't plan on hitting the range and warming up.
I think we'll get enough of that.
Plenty of that. So the first round will probably serve as the warm-up. So that second round, you're probably good. The third round, that's kind of where I'm torn. It'll probably be the second or third, and then all downhill from there. But I don't know. I'm really, that'd be great to be. I'm usually a bogey golfer. So 63, 18's 81. So if I can break 80, that would be
that's the goal. Especially when you're playing 5 more rounds afterwards or whatever it is. Palizzi steps in for the Zap. The 4, 5, 6 due up. 4 and the 5 for the Zap. Palizzi and Ludvigsen both leaving the yard yesterday. Palizzi's 7th home run of his Zap career. So he watches ball 1.
And, you talked about the frustration that we might run into out there. I don't think it'll be as bad because, let's say it's halfway through the day. We say we got 3 more rounds or 4 more rounds left to play, so we can figure it out then.
The 1-0 to Polizzi. Turns 2-0. And I think that might frustrate you even more, Justin, because you're going to be like, man, I have to play 4 more rounds of golf after that shot.
No, I think I get to play 4 more rounds of golf after that shot. It's all about how you look at it.
There'll be a lot of people that I think would trade that in for a day of work.
The 2-0 to Polizzi misses for ball 3.
You know, the one thing that I looked at and started to think about was that July 28th, that's a Monday. So that sets up for 4 days after that, where I'm just going to be wishing it was Monday again.
3-0 turns 3-1 to Polizzi.
Yeah, it's going to be, like I said, I think it'll be interesting to see how long. I think that's the part, the strokes and stuff, I mean, like I said, I think we'll all probably, I won't speak for you, I'll hit a point where we're going to hit speed golf at some point.
3-1 to Polizzi. Misses for ball 4. It's a leadoff walk for Vince Polizzi.
But the timing part is kind of where I'm curious, you know, and I don't know, because, I mean, flying is what, an hour 15 out there? Hour and a half?
That is flying. That is flying.
That's a fast round.
Well, I mean, again, it's a little shorter course, but, I mean, I still think, I mean, if you're going an hour and a half and you do that 6 times, that's still longer than a work day.
Absolutely. But it'll be better than a work day, that is for sure. And very excited to do it, and going to be excited to be out at the Dunes. Dunes is country club quality at public course prices, and we're going to have a day at the Dunes.
Ludvigsen watches ball 1 high. Coach, is there any sort of like gallery, or are we going to have like a crowd there? Can I come watch you guys play? Maybe even just the last 18 holes.
Yeah, I mean, I know the cruiser's going to be out there, so I said we'll be able to check in.
That one fired in for strike 1 to Ludvigsen.
Yeah, we'll be able to check in, you know, every time you kind of cross the parking lot. So at the turn and every turn, because we're going to do a lot of turning. So we'll be able to check in throughout the day, and you know, at some point.
1-1 to Ludvigsen, fouled off for strike 2.
At some point, you know, I mean, I'm sure we'll have a lot of different things going out on Facebook and stuff. It'll be kind of like your day in the life you did with us for football season last year, but just it'd be literally the day of golf.
There's going to be more turns in a NASCAR race at the course that day. 1-2 now to Ludvigsen. This is off the plate for ball 2.
And you touched on it a little bit. This is all for Stanley County Gold, but can you talk a little bit about the state of Stanley County Gold and where they're at and why we're doing this to try to help raise funds for them?
Yeah, well, no matter what, Stanley County Gold is going to be open when we get to the school year.
2-2 swung on, missed by Ludvigsen. He goes down for the first out of the inning.
So we can lead with that before we pause for the pitch there. But it'll be open for the school year no matter what. But, you know, it's traditionally been 100% funded by the 21st Century Grant Program, which is a federal education program passed down through the states. And that's one of the many grants that's currently on hold. And, you know, as that kind of gets sorted out in Washington, everything is paused. And they've said that they're going to release everything through summer, and then it's
Polizzi slides back under the tag in time on the pickoff attempt.
Once the summer programs get done, that's when everything officially pauses. So if there's no news as we get through August, then there would be no funding currently for the Gold program.
First offering to Alex Jackson, misses low for ball 1.
So that's kind of what we're doing this for, is to start raising those funds. You know, obviously we've got plans in place, but you know, everything makes it a little bit easier once you've got a little bit more wiggle room. And
that one in there for strike 1. Count runs even at 1 apiece.
So more proactive than anything, but it's just one of those deals where you just don't know what's going to happen, and you know, we'd rather try and be proactive to get prepared than to find out that it's gone.
1-1 chopped by Jackson. This one might be 2. Fired over to first. Not in time. They got Polizzi out at second, but the pick in the glove of Jones wasn't in time to beat the speedy Jackson. So now 2 away. Jackson on first for the Oahe Zap. Bazanski to the plate.
And for the kids that, you know, or the parents of the kids that want them to be involved in Stanley County Gold, how do they go about getting signed up, or do they just show up?
Yeah, everyone registers, and we'll have our school year registration opening in August for the Gold program and all of our programs.
First offering to Bazanski. Jumps out of the way of ball 1.
But, you know, I think the most important part for us is that, you know, we want to make sure everything stays open. We can't afford to lose any of our after-school spots at any organization in our community, and that's our commitment to Gold.
The 1-0 now swung, lined into center field. That one going to get down for a station-to-station single there for Caden Bazanski.
So once we get our registration, and right now, in terms of the Boys and Girls Club, our main site, we have about 220 spots. Gold has 90, and then St. Joseph's School is our other site that we also have after-school programming, and we're gonna have 75 spots there, and those are all programs where you can't afford to lose any of them. The YMCA has a program with 100 spots, and we need all of them because we're all pretty full, and kids need a safe place to be after school, and hopefully a place that they can continue to develop into their best self.
Kadena watches that one in for ball one. Runners on first and second, 2 away here for the Zap.
But it sounds like the best and most important news is that it will be open no matter what when the school year starts.
Yep, no matter what, we're committed to making sure that happens.
1-0 fouled off by Kadena over the netting for strike one.
And how have things been going over at the Boys and Girls Club? I've seen a lot of traffic coming in and out this afternoon.
Yeah, it's been a busy place. Yeah, we've got some people out there. It looks like there's some kids up on the playground set with some beautiful views of center field right now.
Yeah, they're not playing. They're watching the ball game out there.
1-1 to Kadena, fouled over the press box. I think the last time we had you on, we had a kid sleeping on top of the playground. He was laying on top. It's a common theme with you in the booth. Those kids are just trying to get a peek. I don't know if they get in free to these games or not.
It's a totally different perspective up there, though.
They get the batter's eye as the 1-2 now to Kadena. In the dirt for ball two. The appeal will not be given. They say it doesn't go.
Our kids at all our programs, they actually were just skating yesterday and today up at the ice barn behind Walmart there. Got a little bit of, you plan that thinking to cool down, not thinking it's going to be a 60-degree day in the middle of July like it was yesterday.
2-2 misses for ball three.
But yeah, they've been doing a lot, and they just got their pillowcases put on the pillows and donated to Sleep in Heavenly Peace earlier this week. So we've had quite a bit going on. It's been a busy place, and we're excited to have a few more busy weeks of summer.
3-2 to Kadena. The runners go. That one skied to right field. Everyone chasing in no man's land, and Brzezinski calls everybody off and brings in the third out of the inning.
Well, we'll stay right here because, Coach, we do have some more to talk about. But great to hear everything's going well over at the Boys and Girls Club, and it's one of the many things that you've got your hands dipped into. I want to go back to the Stanley County Golf for Gold. We do have a lot of newer viewers here, especially as the season has worn on, but you got this idea from another organization here in South Dakota for the 108-hole challenge, but they had 100 holes, and you said, why stop at 5.5 rounds? We got to go the full 6 rounds, 108 holes.
Yeah, it doesn't. I just don't know why. I don't know that I have it in myself to stop midway through anything. So it would feel wrong to get done with the 10th hole and then be done just at any point in time golfing, more or less anything else. I'd be the kind of person that if it starts raining, you got to finish the round. You can't just call it quits unless you're forced to, I guess, with lightning or something. But so that's kind of where they do. Junior Achievement does that in Sioux Falls, and they go out and they golf 100 holes in one day. But so we'll do the full 6 rounds and see what happens here.
Now my next question is, if we get done with the 6 rounds and there's still some daylight left, are we going to go back out for another 9 or maybe even try to squeeze in another 18, make it 7 rounds?
Why not?
I knew that was coming.
You guys are nuts.
And there's still daylight. I have a hard time committing because we don't know that there'll still be daylight, but if there is, why not?
Have you picked out your comfiest golf clothes yet, Coach? Have you been planning that any?
This might be a multiple. There might have to be a change at some point, depending on what the weather looks like.
If it's hot out, you're going to need a change or two.
Yeah, there could be some changes required there, but we'll see.
You're wearing a shirt today that says America Needs Club Kids. Is that for Boys and Girls Club of the capital area?
Yeah, that's one of the national organization. That's kind of one of the different taglines we've had right now is that we need club kids. And, again, with that funding under threat, obviously with us it affects us in the terms of the Stanley County Gold Program, but it's affecting so many other clubs around the country that, this is just kind of the national way of remembering that, hey, we know club kids are good kids because that means they're safe and they're learning and they're becoming the best self.
What's the most fulfilling part of all of it for you?
Yeah, I don't know yet. I said we'll see. This is still, we're about a year and a half into this role, so we'll see. I think that'll clear up as we get along further down this journey.
A.J. Ponciano back on the bump here for the top of the 3rd inning, and he starts off with a first pitch strike with a fastball on the inside corner.
I do have to say, Monday after the storms everywhere, right? everyone's going out and checking their buildings, and I got to climb up on the roof of the club.
As Ponciano misses low to Heyman for ball 1.
And as I'm walking around the roof of the club checking to make sure,
Now, this is after the windstorm.
Yeah, this is Tuesday morning.
Okay,
so Tuesday
all right,
morning.
good.
After
He was
that.
safe. He was safe.
Going around and checking to make sure we didn't have any leaks or anything else. And I look out over the field, and I'm like, man, this would be a great broadcasting spot.
Oh, man. This one grounded sharply to Farwell at third. He bobbles and fires. Long throw across the diamond in time to Quinn Ludvigsen to retire Henry Heyman. What a play, what a throw, and what a stretch from the Zap infield to get the first out.
That might have to be our playoff spot.
It is a beautiful view. I mean, you get a great view of the whole field. You're right behind the pitcher.
Can we mount a camera up there, Coach?
I'm sure you could. If you want, you could. Hey, if you put your mind to it, there's nothing you can't do, right?
Well, the only hesitation I have with that is how quickly the weather can flip here in South Dakota. The other thing is I don't think our home plate umpires would like us having a better vantage point. This first pitch is grounded sharply to Farwell. This is a bit of a more routine play. The throw is high, lifts Ludvigsen off the bag, and he can't drag the right foot across the pillow. And that'll make Cooper Fucino safe. So maybe an easier play for Farwell, but a higher throw. And we'll see how they score that. Looks like it's going to be an error.
They're going to talk about it.
Yeah, so it's a quick discussion here, and they're going to stick with the call that Ludvigsen was off the bag.
Yeah, he was close to dragging that toe, but just couldn't get it on the bag in time.
And Steve, another one of the things you've got coming up is your Be Great Sailgate, which is coming up right around the corner out at Drifters across the bridge. And we got to partake in that last year, and I want to tell the folks a little bit about that and what all that entails. As Ponciano comes set, and his first pitch is just off the plate inside for ball 1.
Yeah, we're excited. That'll be 2 days, so hopefully I've recovered from golfing in time to do the sailgate on Wednesday, July 30th. We're pretty much full. I think we have one table left for that event, but the puzzle's done.
That one misses outside.
Puzzle's done, and all the sponsors have the clues that they're going to be putting on either their boat or their table on the sidewalk, and we've got the map all built for everybody, and now it's just kind of wait until it's here and let's go do it. So it should be another great event. This one is a sports-themed.
The 2-0 in there for strike 1 for Ponciano makes it 2-1.
Sports-themed event, so we'll have some good silent auction stuff that are some local heroes, and so we'll have some fun things there to auction off. But again, supporting the club, awareness of the club, and hopefully a fun night for all of our sponsor tables that go out there and work together to see if they can be the first to solve the puzzle.
Here's the 2-1 from Ponciano. That one ripped through the left side of the infield for a base hit, and it's Timon Long who gets on base safely, and now there's runners on first and second. And I wouldn't be surprised after you mention that there's one table left for the taking that your phone might start blowing up, somebody wanting to get in on that final table. We had a great time with it last year. I will say this, Steve, as much as you do and as busy as your schedule is, I have heard some people say, I don't know if he's going to be able to play 108 holes and then get the sailgate done 2 days later.
Yeah, I mean, that's why
you do it, right?
For Tuesday, right?
You are the boss, so you don't really have to go up the ladder to anybody. Here's the first pitch from Ponciano. That could be 2. Grounded to Pugrad, tossed to Bazanski, on to first for 2. What a pick by Ludvigsen, and Ponciano gets out of the jam. 6-4-3 double play to end the top of the third, and Ponciano keeps it at a 1-0 game. Coach will keep you for one more inning break here and just keep talking about some of this, but the Be Great Sailgate is one of the many great things going on that you're doing. And the Boys and Girls Club of the Capital area always opening things up. Stanley County Gold, the after-school program. What is next? What is your next great idea that you're thinking of trying to work up? Can you let us know? Do you want to keep it under wraps?
Yeah, I mean, we've always got a ton of different ideas. I mean, right now, the majority of all of our energy is just pouring into gold to make sure we have that sustainable and making sure that that's always an option for Fort Pierre and for Stanley County. And then we'll see. We always have had different ideas come up, and we'll just kind of have to see what's next. But we're really trying to just make sure we're doing the best we can at the jobs we already have, and then the ones we're committed to, and once we get those pulled off, then we'll move on to the next thing.
It's got to be tough over summer, just trying to figure out stuff that these kids can do and trying to get them, like you said, in a safe spot, but especially during the school year. But it's great to know that there is a place where they can go, just kind of have some fun with some other kids. It's got to be pretty fulfilling to you to see probably some new friendships being built at all of these different opportunities that you get these kids to get them together. Maybe meet some different people that they don't get to because of different schools and things of that nature. But that's got to be one of the fulfilling parts of this whole thing for you.
It really is. And, I think the other cool part or coolest part is just when they go out into the community and they do these different projects or go and have these different learning experiences, it's just so cool and rewarding to see our community step up and continue to provide those opportunities and those experiences for the kids because a lot of times they wouldn't receive those otherwise. So they're really providing a great learning opportunity for these kids, and they don't understand when they're doing it probably that they might be showing a kid their future. There's some kids when we were building our planter boxes that really fell in love with construction, and measuring and the cutting and the nailing and screwing everything together, seeing their finished product. The tires, when we went and got tires on the van and our kids were able to go up there and watch the tires get on, they were fascinated by seeing how everything all worked and all that. And you never know what's going to set off a spark in a kid's head and introduce them to something that they might want to do in their future. So it's really cool to see those light bulb moments come on for the kids throughout our community.
Emiliano Curiel will lead things off here for the Zap in the bottom of the third. Zap trailing 1-0 as Curiel will take a ball high. And I don't know about you, but I've been kind of going back and forth with my golf game in this Stanley County Golf for Gold. Do I want to practice? Do I want to just try to save up my strokes for out at the dunes? As the 1-0 is ripped sharply to the left side, past the third baseman, Grant Ryan, and into left field for a leadoff base hit.
Yeah, I've kind of felt that a little bit too, but I'm just like, you can't afford to take. Could you imagine not golfing for 2 weeks and then just walking out and
2 weeks worth of golf in one day?
Yeah. So I think that's kind of been that, trying to make sure you're still getting out and you're still swinging.
That many rounds might be like 2 months worth of golf for me, especially how expensive it is.
So that'll bring it back to the top of the lineup here for the Zap. They got Curiel on, nobody out, and Andrew Phillips at the plate. And he turns to bunt and fouls it off down the third base line. And we heard of folks and can get their kids involved in Stanley County Gold. I apologize, just kind of go back and forth between the game. If there's a way that kids can get involved in the Boys and Girls Club, whether that be to just show up or if there is registration involved.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, we're going to have all of our registration for all of our sites.
As Phillips takes a ball inside, evens the count at 1 apiece.
They're all going to come out that August 4th, I think, is the Monday. So that we'll be taking registrations at all of our different sites. It doesn't matter which one you're looking at. That's when they'll all open.
1-1 count to Phillips. There goes Curiel taking off for second, and Phillips lines one out to center. Rocco Garitano underneath it and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. And that breeze might have killed that line drive out to deep center field for Andrew Phillips. Well, Coach, we want to thank you for joining us here and spending a couple minutes. Feels like we are running out of home games. We'd love to have you up one more time, or maybe even in the postseason after we have the 108 holes. But again, for those that want to get involved for the Stanley County Golf for Gold, they can get all the information they need at the Boys and Girls Club of the Capital Area website.
Yep, bgcaparea.org. If you click support the club, then all of our different events are right there, and every way you can get involved, you can do it through that website, or you can come in and visit us at the club.
And for that last final table for the sailgate, where can the lucky table go to get that secured?
Right now, you probably want to text me to make sure that it's still there. But otherwise, yeah, if you text me and I say yes, then we can either do it in person or you can get that table on that website as well.
Quick check over to Curiel on first. Close play, but he's back diving safely. Pugrad took a strike and then a ball. Count even at 1 apiece. There's Zapper trying to tie it up and then take the lead here in the bottom of the third. This one chopped to third. Ryan plays it on a funky hop. They'll go to second for one. On to first, but Pugrad leads it out. It is the second out. They get the lead runner. Coach, before we let you go, I would be remiss if I did not ask how excited you're getting for this football season. got to be every time you drive by the football field, you're thinking 40 days, 38 days, 36. You getting excited?
Yeah, we're under a month away from getting started, and I'm assuming you're doing the golf thing so you don't have to do that first day of football practice again.
You would be surprised. I see a lot of your players at the YMCA as Farwell ropes one into left center field. On his horse is Garitano diving, making an unbelievable diving catch. Stretching out and going Superman is Rocco Garitano to end the bottom of the third inning, and Ty Farwell is stripped of extra bases. We head to the top of the fourth inning. You would be surprised, Coach. I see a lot of your guys at the Y, and they tell me, they said, you're not just doing the one day, you're doing the whole weekend with us. So I think I kind of walked myself into that one. Coach, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate your time, and look forward to Stanley County Golf for Gold. Again, go to the Boys and Girls Club of the Capital Area website to get all the information you need on all the great things that Steve Steele and his fundraising and efforts and everything he's got going on is doing. We're going to take a quick step away. We'll be back with the top of the fourth. Actually, no, we're going to stick it right here. We got the Beat the Bolt, and I'll let Dylan Beach. I'll let you take the reins here.
We have a very special Beat the Bolt here tonight. Interns Jack and Jandy, as Jandy is off for the races. Jack Pate's behind her in the Bolt costume, tracking her down here. We saw a very disrespectful one last night. Jack Pate's running around the other side, and this one isn't going to be close. Jack Pate's passes Jandy Green at the 383 sign, and I wonder if we'll see a little bit of showboating here.
Jandy looks like she's running away from the bad guy in a scary movie. Very slowly.
The Bolt wins again. He's on a bit of a hot streak. That's 2 in a row. That was a heavily requested matchup by none other than the team owner, Bob Habiger. He wanted to see those two race for some odd reason. Well, you got your answer, Bob, on who would win, the Bolt or Jandy. I was really trying to get her a bigger head start than what I think she inevitably got, but it was a good race. That was a close one at the finish. Coach leaving the booth. We've had him on twice. We've had Wyatt Gladue on twice. Those are our only 2 recurring guests of the year, so some elite company there.
You know, I think that now that he's out of the booth, we'll see some runs scored by the Zap. The last time he was up here, we had him for about the same length of time, 2 innings, and the Zap just couldn't get anything going, and then they saw him in the crowd, and the bats woke up, so hopefully that's all they need.
Coach Steele going and joining a jam-packed crowd here at Hyde Stadium. 533 people as of the last attendance check. A new record for Hyde Stadium as A.J. Ponciano comes set. Moo lead 1-0 here in the top of the fourth. Hardiman at the plate. He checks through that one for strike 1. He cannot believe it.
And I think this is kind of the power of winning, and maybe the power of radio at work. I've been talking quite a bit about the Oahe Zap in my daily sportscasts.
I have heard a lot of people mentioning you talking about him on the radio. 0-1 now, swung on a miss for strike 2.
You pulling my leg?
No, I'm actually being serious. Like, Brooks Cartwright the other day was listening, I think, to what's the classic rock one? 100.1 The Eagle?
Yeah, there we go.
He said he was listening to that the other day, and he was like, yeah, Justin was just raving about the Zap.
I love my Zap. What can I say?
True Zapaholic here in the broadcast booth. The 0-2 from Ponciano skips in the dirt for ball 1.
What a play by Rocco Garitano out in center to end that last inning.
Ty Farwell was in disbelief on that one, and that's the Coach Steele effect. When he's in the booth, plays like that happen, because it feels like every time he's up here, the Zap are just not dotting their I's and crossing their T's.
Well, that's why we have him up early in the game.
The 1-2 now from Ponciano, lined sharply to right. That one going to stay fair. Jackson chugging for it as Hardiman rounds for second. We'll see if they send him 3. Jackson firing back in. Hardiman heading for third. Will be in there in time sliding. So a leadoff triple for Josh Hardiman.
Yeah, that's tough for Ponciano, who got ahead in the count. And Hardiman sends that. Anytime you see a ball get down that right field line into that corner, it's likely going to be 3. It's kind of a coffin down in that corner where balls go to die. And we saw Hardiman with some good speed, and now Ponciano back with a little bit of work on his hands here. Runner on third, nobody out.
See Sevi Aguirre step in, trying to knock in Hardiman and score their second run of the game. as Ponciano finally comes set, fires, and misses for ball one. The Moo kind of changing the narrative of the season. Zap had really had their number coming into tonight. We had mentioned outscoring them 30-5 on the year. Now they're looking for their 7th of the season versus the Zap as that one misses inside and low for ball two. Zap and the Moo kind of having very different seasons than each other. They have around the same record, but this is one of the greatest seasons, if not the greatest in Zap history. And this is one of the arguably worst in the Moo's history, as the 2-0 skips at the plate for ball three, and Ponciano quickly behind another batter.
Yeah, this hasn't really been the A.J. Ponciano of weeks past. And we saw a very efficient first inning, but not really attacking the zone as he often does. We'll see if he can settle in here.
3-0 finds the zone for strike one. Ponciano, that was his 48th offering of the game. He got through the first in just 9 pitches, but it has not been easy sledding since. The Moo got one across in the second, and a double play got the Zap out of a jam in the third as that one misses for ball four. So now runners on the corners, nobody away.
And we'll see another visit from Devin Skelton, as there is some movement up in the bullpen for the Zap.
That's the newest Zap player, Anthony Budmeyer, getting loose. Rocking the number 17 formerly worn by his Dickinson State teammate, Cooper Van Lucian. And if you're wondering, where'd Cooper go? Well, he's already gone, man. He got an offer. One of his pitching coaches at Dickinson State, a member of a Northwoods coaching staff, they gave him an opportunity to go pitch in the Northwoods League. So Cooper Van Lucian, his time short but sweet here in Pierce, South Dakota, but he leaves us one last gift, Anthony Budmeyer, who we may be seeing here shortly.
Well, he was good in his time in his Zap uniform for the cup of coffee he was here for.
Yeah, 6'5" flamethrower. Had shades of Jackson Cornett. Had Eli Lewis excited in the booth, and he was gone. I think he's been gone longer than he was here at this point. He's been gone for a couple of games. Anthony got into town a couple of days ago. This will be his first action. The first night I think he was actually here was that Monday night game versus Casper, so we got to experience all that bad weather on his first day in Pierce, South Dakota.
Not a great welcome.
Yeah, not a good welcome. 80-degree wind, throwing picnic tables and ketchup packets all around the ballpark as Ponciano misses for ball one.
And you're seeing the competitive side come out for A.J. Ponciano, getting a little bit animated out there on the bump, not really able to hit his spots.
1-0 now from Ponciano. Runners on the corners, nobody away. That one swung, grounded to Pugrad, flipping to Bazanski, firing over to Ludvigsen in time for two. So the Moo will score their second run of the ball game, but that is two big outs there for A.J. Ponciano.
And again, I think another play that you would trade the outs for the run there, knowing how good your offense is and how efficient they can be and how quickly they can score. You get the double play, you empty out the bases, you're only behind 2-0 with plenty of baseball left to play. Maybe a little bit of a confidence builder there from Ponciano, knowing he can get the ground ball when he needs it.
After Bazanski turned two, Brzezinski now at the plate for the Moo as he launches one high for ball one. And just like the last time we saw the Moo here in Pierre, they don't have a lot of arms. The broadcasters are telling me that assistant coach Tyler Dunham might be going in action tonight, as that one's in there for strike one. They said he picked up his second and third save of the year. We heard about the one earlier in the season, and then I asked him who was it against, and they said the Bison, and I was like, well, that kind of adds up. The Bison almost had one last night, as that one swung on a miss for strike two. The Bison, it feels like they have just had some heartbreakers, and they wouldn't be a part of the Zap organization if they didn't have some heartbreaking losses. Last night, losing an extra innings to the Hastings Sodbusters on a two-out base hit, and that is just another heartbreaker for the Bison. Still cheering them on as they look for their first win of the season as that one bounces in for ball two. if you're a Zap fan, you really got to be rooting for the Bison because they could steal a big game in the playoff push over maybe Casper and Spearfish. They do still face off later this year. See if Trey Martin can pitch a gem for his former team. 2-2 now from Ponciano. Just a bit outside for ball 3.
They might ring Alex Sheets' line, see if he's good to go again in relief.
As we were watching the game last night, you'll never believe who made another diving play. Curtis Lindsey.
Let me say, Curtis Lindsey, of all people.
You'll never guess. He made some great plays as that one swung onto the dirt. A devious pitch from A.J. Ponciano to end the inning. The Moo get their second run across. The Zap Bats trying to wake up here in the bottom of the 4th.
Hey, it's your phone talking. Yeah, your phone. You know, that thing you're constantly picking up and poking around? Listen, when you're behind the wheel, would you please give me a break? You'll have plenty of time for your TikToks and, I don't know, texting your friends after you put it in park. Distracted driving, friend. No joke. One quick text or social media feed can cause a crash. And hey, I don't want any part of that. You got someplace to be. And trust me, I'll enjoy the downtime. Brought to you by the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety and his station.
Dunes Golf is celebrating their 30th anniversary this summer. They look forward to seeing old friends and new acquaintances on the driving range and on the course throughout the summer. Play 9 or 18 holes, pay by the round, save with a punch card, or become a member for unlimited play. Dunes Golf is a great location for group outings or a summer play day. Call 605-223-2525 or see golfdunes.com. Just 1 mile north of Fort Pierre on Highway 1806. Dunes Golf.
Thinking of travel? Pierre Regional Airport offers nonstop flights from Pierre to Denver. From there, you can fly anywhere. Book to your destination and check bags through on United, Delta, or American Airlines. 1-hour flights on 50-passenger jets to Denver, then connecting to your destination. Save travel time and money, avoid the crowds, and free parking when you fly from Pierre Regional Airport. Skip the drive. Fly from Pierre Regional Airport.
Looking for happenings in Central South Dakota? The Pierre Area Chamber of Commerce Community Calendar is your go-to for all the latest events. From entertainment to local benefits, community activities, and more, there's something for everyone. Email your event to contactchamber@pierre.org and it will be listed on the weekly calendar. To view the calendar, go to www.pierre.org. Let's celebrate together in the heart of South Dakota. The Pierre Area Chamber of Commerce, connecting our community one event at a time.
4, 5, 6 due up for the Zap. Once again, Lizzie, Ludvigson, Jackson trying to get things started.
Yeah, it's time for this Zap lineup to give these fans, this near sellout crowd, something to cheer about.
Up to 580 on the night as Polizzi watches one low for ball 1. Polizzi didn't get a chance to swing it his first time up. He watched 5 pitches, 4 of them balls as he took first base. As the 1-0 now, swung line towards left, and that one hooking foul. Polizzi really got a hold of that one, but started curling.
Seen that a couple times today. Hard hit balls down the left field line that just eke foul.
I mean, he was out in front of that one and just kind of curled around a little bit. So that one will drift foul for strike 1 to Polizzi. Zap been relatively quiet so far in this one. Has been a good day on the bump for Aiden McGrath. That one lined back the other way, right field foul.
It's also been a good day for the Moo defense. They've made some outstanding plays out there in the field for their starter.
Yeah, look no further than Rocco Garitano stealing extra bases and likely a run from the Zap on a diving play. If that one gets past him, Pugrad probably would have scored from first, and Farwell probably would have been standing on second or third. As Polizzi fouls that one off behind him to stay alive. Polizzi hit his 7th home run yesterday, etching himself in the record books. The most home runs in a single season for a Zap hitter, breaking his record from a season ago of 6. As he looks to try to pad his numbers a little bit as that one skips in for ball 2.
And you mentioned a short bullpen for the Fremont Moo. If you're the Zap here, you'd love to get some patient at-bats, work up McGrath's pitch count just a little bit, and get closer and closer to getting into that bullpen.
And McGrath has been cruising through this one. That last offering just his 41st of the game. So see if the Zap can get to him. The 2-2 now to Polizzi. Swung, driven into right field. That one going to get over the head of Brzezinski. Polizzi chugging for second. He'll be in there standing for a leadoff double.
How about that for a start for Vince, who's been seeing the ball so well lately. Just a hard hit opposite shot for Polizzi. No doubt that one was going to get down. And to get the leadoff guy not only on, but to second base and bring up another hot hitter in Quinn Ludvigsen. That's what you want to see.
It felt every ball except for that one he chopped back was well struck for Polizzi. He had that one hook foul over the left field line. He skied one over the bullpen and right, and then he finally times that one up. Ball probably looking like a beach ball coming over the plate for Polizzi right now. Seeing it so well with his frame, he can get a lot of power on everything. See Ludvigsen step in now. Nobody away. Polizzi on second for the Zap, trailing 2-0 to the Fremont Moo. As that one catches the bottom of the zone for strike one.
Yeah, and that's Devin Skelton. Anytime I see a call like that, I immediately look to the Zap dugout to see Devin Skelton's reaction.
That was a fastball that got a breaking ball strike zone as the 0-1 was chopped off by Ludvigsen, now quickly behind in the count 0-2. That one, I could have maybe seen it if it was really breaking a lot, but that was a fastball very low in the zone.
Yeah, Scott Penny's had a really good zone today.
See now Ludvigsen back against the wall. An 0-2 count, trying to knock Polizzi in as he watches that one low for ball one. Ludvigsen got back in the home run tally yesterday. His third of the year with a 2-run shot to center. That was a welcome return for him, who's pitched a really good game a couple days ago for the Zap in relief. The 1-2 swung foul, staying alive now into Capitol Ave. That one just narrowly avoiding a minivan, and that one almost hit a car driving by. It bounced off the minivan. I saw some brake lights come on.
We've seen a lot of cars hit. We've never seen a 1-2 combo out there on Capitol Ave.
That one was a close call. If there was someone behind him, then we might have had a pile up on Capitol Ave. McGrath finally agrees on the pitch. See the 1-2 offering now here to Ludvigsen. Fires, swung on a miss for strike three to Ludvigsen. As Ludvigsen goes down, that was the 47th offering of the day for McGrath. So the pitch count starting to get up there a little bit. You'd love to get some damage, though, if you're the Zap, to get somebody warming up in that bullpen. See if you can exhaust some arms in this one to really set yourselves up for a good game three. Alex Jackson, another Zap player who's homered this year. I said yesterday unique home run hitters for the Zap was 7 as Jackson fouls that one off into the netting. I stand corrected. It's actually 8 because Noah Cadena hit that one for the Bison. So we got to technically count him as a Zap hitter who's hit a home run despite not being in the right jersey. But we will not forget Noah Cadena's 4th home run of his career. As the 0-1 now to Jackson misses for ball one.
I think the only way to make up for that is to hit one wearing the Zap uniform.
He's due. He's due. He could be due up this inning. Bazanski's on deck. Cadena in the hole. The 1-1 now to Jackson, fanned over for strike two.
A little bit of life on that fastball from Aiden McGrath. Really pumped one in there.
McGrath has had a lot of help from his defense and kind of weak contact as well here today. Just 2 strikeouts for him. 1-2 now to Jackson. Skied foul over the netting. Staying alive once again. A jam-packed crowd here at Hyde Stadium. I don't think we've seen concession stand lines this long ever.
Neither have the concession stand workers.
They're
earning their paycheck today.
They're getting their money's worth. As Lizzie still on second, 1 away. The 1-2 now to Jackson. Misses for ball 2. So Jackson trying to work some pitches out of McGrath. Lizzie started off the bottom of the fourth with a just rope of a double. Zap trying to bring him around, cut this to a one-run game. 2-2 to Jackson. Chop towards short, fielded cleanly, firing across. That one's a choppy throw, but a great stretch by Braden Jones, using every bit of his 6'1" frame to make sure he made that play.
And a great glove play by Sevi Aguirre, having to play that on a tricky short hop while charging. Not an easy play to make, but it goes back to what we said earlier. This Moo defense has been making some outstanding plays in the infield and the outfield for their starter, Aiden McGrath, and you can put that one in that category as well.
That was a really good field there from Aguirre, but the throw was skipping towards first. Braden Jones making an outstanding play at first there too, and the Moo once again just really helping out McGrath in this one, as now 2 away. That runner's still on second. Caden Mazansky trying to bring something across here for the Zap. He came up big when he came into pinch run and scored the game-winning run versus Casper, and that Nick Golden walk-off in game 2. He also had a big day at the plate against the Sodbusters, where he knocked in a couple of runs. Had that great swim move into third to avoid a tag, as count runs even at 1 apiece to Bazansky after that ball from McGrath. Bazansky really showing why he deserves to be a part of this lineup here lately. Coming back from a fresh suspension that he served out over the last 2 games of the Spuds series. Bazansky trying to reintroduce himself to this packed crowd. The 1-1 swung line down third, foul. New third baseman was giving chase, Grant Ryan, but ran out of space. That was drifting towards Coach Habiger on that third base line, but he remained unfazed.
See if we can get an update on the injured Moo third baseman. Curious what happened to him. Hope he's all right. He was injured in the warm-up session.
The 1-2 just misses for ball 2. Now that was Bodie Joyner leaving the ball game, and this was his first game in a Moo uniform. I got the lineup card and I went and asked their broadcasters, is this a new player? And it's his first game as a Moo, just got added to the roster, and you just hope he's all right. The 2-2 now to Bazansky, lined sharply into the glove, fielded cleanly, and then fired over to Jones. Second baseman Heyman had a little bit of trouble with it, but still records the out in time. So Polizzi is stranded at second. The Zap still trailing 2-0 here at Hyde Stadium.
The summer is here, and you know what that means. The Oahe Zap are back, and we at DRG Media Group are bringing you coverage of every Zap home game all summer long. You can hear all the home Zap games on River 92.7, or you can watch them live on drgnews.com at the River 92.7 station page. The Zap are offering you fans something new every single night. So get out to Hyde Stadium for some Zap baseball this summer. Purchase your tickets on oahezap.com or buy them at the box office. If you can't make it to the game, we've got you covered on River 92.7 Oahe Zap Baseball, brought to you by DRG Media Group.
Long Branch Loud going on here as a to-go plate of chicken is handed out to one lucky fan, as we will see the newest Zap pitcher and Zap player on the bump. As he's getting warmed up, Mason Lang went out in full catcher's gear while Noah Cadena got suited up to warm up the bud. It's always bud time here at Hyde Stadium. Zap trailing 2-0 here as we head to the top of the 5th inning. The offense has put a couple runners on, but just hasn't been able to bring them around. An issue we have seen arise here with this Zap offense here in the month of July. Hoping that this does not go on for the next couple innings. Hoping the Zap can break through offensively, get a must-win victory here tonight, as it is another great night and another packed house here at Hyde Stadium. We keep talking about this concession stand line, but it keeps getting further and further away from the concession stand, as we are seeing some numbers we haven't seen in a long time here at Hyde Stadium, but that's what happens when you win ball games.
Yeah, this is the biggest crowd they've had since the original opening night of the Oahe Zap.
Yeah, it sure is, and a lot of fans here to do a couple of things. They want to see a team winning, but they also want to get in on these final couple home games for the Zap. As we mentioned, one more game after tonight. Then they'll be off for, well, not off, but they will be on the road against Spearfish for 2, get a couple days off before going out to Fremont to take on the Moo for their final 2 road games of the regular season. Then they close out the homestand, or home schedule, I should say, against Hastings on the 26th and 27th. Going to be the top of the lineup leading things off here for the Moo, Rocco Garitano, who made a Web Gem Sports Center top 10 play out in center field to steal 2 from Ty Farwell. Shows bunt, and Budmeyer behind 1-0. Budmeyer coming set, similar setup that Ponciano has, and he misses outside for ball 2. Gotta tell you, if I was Anthony Budmeyer here, I would be a little bit nervous pitching in front of this huge crowd in my first ever outing as an Oahe Zap pitcher.
Now, welcome to Hyde Stadium, Anthony.
As he is quickly behind 3-0. He's working quickly. And Jamie Habiger giving him a baptism by fire here, and, well, already more movement in the Zap bullpen. I can't imagine that they would expect many pitches from Budmeyer as he delivers a 4-pitch walk to start off the top of the 5th. Not exactly the start you wanted if you're Anthony Budmeyer, but Noah Cadena going to go out and have a chat with him, try to calm him down, as the 2-hole hitter and Henry Heyman will come up to the plate.
Yeah, it's an interesting journey for Anthony Budmeyer. Was a standout basketball player in the state of Wyoming, signed to go play basketball for Dickinson State, and then refound his love for the game of baseball, and now is going to be playing for their baseball team.
As that is his 5th straight ball. Each fastball is missed high and out of the zone. Not really getting that release point keyed in like he would like to. The 1-0. In there for strike 1. Just catches a piece of the outside corner. Able to bring that pitch down a little bit. Count even at 1-1. Nobody out, runner on first here in the top of the 5th. Budmeyer set and delivers. That one is in there for strike 2, and he's quickly ahead 1-2. So maybe that little chat from Noah Cadena helped out. His first 5 pitches were balls. His last 2 have been strikes. Runner taken off for second. It's lifted into center field. This could be 2. Phillips under it, makes the catch. Firing to first is going to be bang, bang. But backsliding safely is Garitano. He got all the way to second on his stolen base attempt when that ball was hit. He didn't really realize that it was out to center field and going to be routine for Andrew Phillips until he got to the second base bag. Had to do a 180 and go sprinting back to first. But the throw couldn't get there in time for the second out. But Anthony Budmeyer gets his first out recorded as an Oahe Zap. And he'll have to face off with Cooper Fucino. Talk about baptism by fire. Got to get your first relief outing in front of a near sellout crowd. But you also got to face the 1-2-3 for the Fremont Moo. But he gets an off-speed pitch to fall in for strike 1 to Fucino. There goes the runner again. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second is going to be past and off the glove of Caden Bazanski, and that's going to scoot away from the middle infield. Pugrad gets to it, fires to third, and that's not in time. So the throw from Cadena bounced away from Bazanski. Pugrad was backing up, but it kind of bounced towards where Pugrad initially set up at shortstop. So by the time Pugrad was able to get over to it, some heads-up base running by Garitano gets him to third. And now Budmeyer, who's ahead in this count 0-2, will try to keep Garitano stranded 90 feet away. Budmeyer will come set and then step off just as quickly. And we must say a good block over there by Farwell at third. Throw from Pugrad was a little bit low. Farwell kind of played like catcher and put his whole body in front of it. Here's the 0-2. That one lined into right field sharply. Nick Golden's got it. They're going to tag the runner. Throw coming in. It's going to be in time. What a play from the right fielder. I believe that's Nick Golden who has checked into the ball game. The throw was almost cut off by Quinn Ludvigsen. It bounced off his glove and finally got to Codina, who tagged a sliding Garitano. What a relay and what a way to get your third out of the inning. It's a double play. Scored 9, and I guess you could say 3-2, as that did touch the glove of Quinn Ludvigsen. The Moo coaching staff wants an explanation. I don't know if they'll get the one they wanted. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Moo's still leading 2-0, but the electricity is live here at Hyde Stadium.
The summer is here, and you know what that means. The Oahe Zap are back, and we at DRG Media Group are bringing you coverage of every Zap home game all summer long. You can hear all the home Zap games on River 92.7, or you can watch them live on drgnews.com at the River 92.7 station page. The Zap are offering you fans something new every single night. So get out to Hyde Stadium for some Zap baseball this summer. Purchase your tickets on oahezap.com or buy them at the box office. If you can't make it to the game, we've got you covered on River 92.7 Oahe Zap Baseball, brought to you by DRG Media Group.
Well, that was one way to end the top of the 5th inning. A line drive out to newly checked in Nick Golden in right field. Caught on the fly. Garitano trying to tag aggressively. Wanted to challenge the very powerful arm of Nick Golden in right. The throw came in, and Ludvigsen tried to cut it off. Luckily, it was a little bit too high for him. It bounced off the tip of his glove, and Noah Codina must have been practicing the tip drill because he caught it on the fly, turned and tagged a headfirst sliding Garitano for the third out. And we'll see if that delivers that little bit of spark here for the Oahe Zap, as they have only delivered 3 hits through 4 innings, no runs. They've stranded a couple guys in scoring position, and it's Aiden McGrath back out on the bump. But Nick Golden, who just checked into right, got tested early, and I think he passed the test, Dylan.
Yeah, that was the most impressive use of his arm we've seen this year. We've seen Jackson throw out a couple of the guys, but Golden, that was an absolute bullet off the glove of Ludvigsen and kind of put it in the breadbasket for Codina, who narrowly put the tag on, and that was just a bang play at the plate. I do not envy Scott Penny for having to make that call.
Well, he made the right call, and Garitano had to slide towards the third base dugout side of the diamond, trying to evade the tag of Codina, who tagged him on the back numbers. And now the man of the hour, Noah Codina, will bat here to lead off the bottom of the 5th. 8-9-1 due up for the Zap. First pitch to Codina is off the plate for ball 1. Codina, Curiel, and Phillips due up here as we are halfway through this ball game. And Codina rifles one up the middle for a leadoff base hit. Great piece of hitting there from Noah Codina, who stayed on the fastball and delivered it right back where it came from. So Emiliano Curiel will come up. That's another inning in which the Zap get the leadoff hitter on. We saw in the last inning Vince Palizzi lead off with a double, but he did not go any further as his teammates weren't able to pick him up. We'll see if Curiel can change that here. McGrath peeking at Codina over his left shoulder, and now a bunt attempt is popped up towards the left side, but drops foul, luckily for Curiel. Curiel looked like he thought twice about that bunt attempt when the pitch was halfway there. It looked like he wanted to pull it back and then decided, no, I better try to bunt this, and he popped it up, but it fell foul. So it was just an 0-1 count. We'll see if Curiel offers a bunt attempt here again. McGrath with a deep breath in the delivery. That one misses high and in for ball 1. Hayden McGrath has been great today for the Moo. 1-1, chopped off the plate and sent up in the air, but foul. As Cooper Ficino grabbed it with his bare hand back behind the dish. they got enough food for all these fans down in the concession stand. The line has been long all night. A lot of happy campers here as they check on Cadena over at first. He's dived back safely. 1-2 count here to Curiel. Zap trailing 2-0. Looking for one of those patented breakout innings. And that one fouled off the bat of Curiel and right into the midsection of Scott Penny. Penny, not the biggest guy back there. Might have stung a little bit.
And it almost looked like it caught him on the hand, and that really would have hurt.
It sounded like it caught some skin. It wasn't the loud thud of any padding. It was kind of a dull thump. They'll check on Cadena again. Again, backsliding safely. So McGrath ahead 1-2. Here's the pitch to Curiel. Chop towards the third base side. Could be two. Ryan to second for one, and they won't be able to throw it over. Curiel certainly speedy. That was going to be a near impossible double play to make, but they get the lead runner for the first out. And we head back to the top of the lineup for the Zap. Andrew Phillips makes his way into the batter's box. Phillips, a left-handed hitter. We'll see if he can line one down this first base line and get it into that right field corner. If he's able to do that, Curiel has some serious speed. He could likely score from first. We saw Josh Hardiman visit that area of the ballpark earlier today for the Moo. He got all the way to third out of the batter's box. Phillips will take ball one. Nice stop there by Cooper Fucino. Keeps Curiel from advancing to second. I thought Curiel might take off there. But Curiel with one out, not wanting to be the second. They'll check on him again. Oh, they're definitely going to need to wash those pants tonight. He is slid back pretty often over there at first. There he goes. Phillips turns to bunt and lays down a beauty down the third base line. McGrath gets to it. No play. He eats it. What a bunt by Andrew Phillips. Unbelievable placement of that. Put it in about the perfect spot. And I think a lot of teams get fooled by the speed of Andrew Phillips. He looks like a big, muscular guy, which he is, but he possesses some speed that not many players his size have. And he showed it off there on that bunt. So the Zap have him first and second with just one out, and Jared Pugrad up to the plate.
Yeah, typically when you see a guy with the arms of Andrew Phillips, you think of the power, but he's got outstanding speed.
First pitch to Pugrad, off the plate for ball one. Things are working here for the Zap. You almost feel like, especially with the way the Zap have been playing, it's not a if, it's a when. That offense will get going. Pugrad right back to McGrath, and there's an errant throw to second. Curiel's going to round third and head for home, and the Zapper on the board. Pugrad will head to second. Phillips is standing at third, and a gift from the Fremont Moo, who might have been able to turn two and get out of the inning. Will now have just the one out and runners on second and third.
Yeah, and what looked like a routine double play turns into a nightmare for the Moo, and now if Ty Farwell at the plate, you got to be super careful here if you're McGrath.
Well, Dylan, often you'll see a pitcher turn around and kind of point his fingers at one of his middle infielders, whether that be the second baseman or the shortstop. When you see that, that is the pitcher confirming, hey, if a ball is bounced to me, I'm going to throw it to you at second. But there was some confusion there between Sevi Aguirre and Henry Heyman, and not one of them was able to get to the bag in time, and the throw from McGrath, well, it just kind of sailed on him and went into center field. And now the Moo infield will be playing in with Ty Farwell up to the plate. Pugrad's going to get a huge lead from second as this first pitch misses down and away for ball one.
And with how Ty Farwell connects with the ball sometimes, you're going to have to keep your head on the swivel if you're in this infield.
This is not the guy I would want to be playing on the skirt of the infield against. Second pitch to Farwell is fouled sharply back behind him. With Pugrad on second, if you can put a base hit into the outfield, you have to imagine that the Zap will take the lead here. 2-1 ball game. Moo's still leading, but danger on the base paths as Aiden McGrath will plunk Ty Farwell on the knee. So it doesn't get any easier for Aiden McGrath. He has loaded the bases, and he is bringing Vince Palizzi up to the plate. Palizzi, the all-time home run leader for the Zap. He's got 7 on the season. He's got 2 grand slams on the year here at Hyde Stadium, and he's got a chance for a third. As this breeze starting to pick up pretty substantially here, blowing back our direction. Infield back playing at somewhat normal depth here against Palizzi. And that one bounced, and that's going to get by the catcher. Fucino chases after it, and Phillips will scamper home to tie the ball game at 2.
And listen to that crowd. 602 people erupting.
We have eclipsed the 600 mark. There was a little bit of question yesterday with the size of the crowd if First Dakota National Bank brought those numbers or if they were just here to see some winning Zap baseball, and I think we have our answer. An even bigger crowd on hand here today, and now Palizzi still with runners in scoring position. He takes ball 2 off the plate.
And this is not the guy you want to leave something over the plate. You saw him damage you with that just rope of a double earlier. McGrath going to have to be careful here.
McGrath behind to Palizzi, 2-0. Clap chant starting here at Hyde Stadium as Palizzi fans on an off-speed pitch for his first strike of this at-bat.
That's a great comeback pitch there.
Really was for McGrath, who has bounced a couple here in this inning. Zap, who have had runners in scoring position here tonight, haven't been able to take advantage of it, but a couple gifts given here by the Fremont Moo in the bottom of the 5th. That one down and away for ball 3, and now Vince Palizzi is in the driver's seat. 3-1 count, runners on second and third, just the 1 out in a 2-2 ball game here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the pitch to Palizzi. That one chopped off the plate and back into his chest, foul. So Palizzi will take a looping trip back around behind Scott Penny, the home plate umpire. Fucino examines the current ball, gets rid of it, and gets a new one out to Aiden McGrath, who will rub it up. And you know you got a big crowd when that third base seating area starts to get filled up. Here's the payoff pitch to Palizzi. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And a great at-bat there for Aiden McGrath, who fell behind to Palizzi but comes back with a couple good pitches and gets the swinging strikeout. And I know the Zap have scored 2 to tie it up here in the bottom of the 5th, but you feel like if you leave those runners on second and third, that just doesn't really bode well for your confidence hitting-wise. You would love for Quinn Ludvigsen to come up big here like he did yesterday when he sent a 2-run shot out to deep center field. 2 outs for Ludvigsen. He takes ball 1 off the plate. Nick Golden is in the on-deck circle. You'd love to get a chance for him to hit here in the bottom of the 5th. McGrath comes set, and Ludvigsen takes a ball high for ball 2.
Ludvigsen's so good at, has such a great eye at the plate. We'll see if he gets something to swing at here.
Here's the 2-0 to Quinn Ludvigsen, and he lifts it down the left field line, chasing and coming after it and making a beautiful sliding and slipping catch as time and long. The wind did a number on that one, but he was able to stay with it to make the 3rd out. But the Zap score 2. They tie it up at 2 apiece as we head to the top of the 6th here at Hyde Stadium.
Hey, it's your phone talking. Yeah, your phone. You know, that thing you're constantly picking up and poking around? Listen, when you're behind the wheel, would you please give me a break? You'll have plenty of time for your TikToks and, I don't know, texting your friends after you put it in park. Distracted driving, friend, no joke. One quick text or social media peek can cause a crash, and hey, I don't want any part of that. You got someplace to be, and trust me, I'll enjoy the downtime. Brought to you by the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety and this station.
Dunes Golf is celebrating their 30th anniversary this summer. They look forward to seeing old friends and new acquaintances on the driving range and on the course throughout the summer. Play 9 or 18 holes. Pay by the round. Save with a punch card or become a member for unlimited play. Dunes Golf is a great location for group outings or a summer play day. Call 605-223-2525 or see golfdunes.com. Just 1 mile north of Fort Pierre on Highway 1806. Dunes Golf.
Thinking of travel? Pierre Regional Airport offers nonstop flights from Pierre to Denver. From there, you can fly anywhere. Book to your destination and check bags through on United, Delta, or American Airlines. 1-hour flights on 50-passenger jets to Denver, then connecting to your destination. Save travel time and money, avoid the crowds, and free parking when you fly from Pierre Regional Airport. Skip the drive. Fly from Pierre Regional Airport.
Looking for happenings in Central South Dakota? The Pierre Area Chamber of Commerce Community Calendar is your go-to for all the latest events. From entertainment to local benefits, community activities, and more, there's something for everyone. Email your event to contactchamber@pierre.org and it will be listed on the weekly calendar. To view the calendar, go to www.pierre.org. Let's celebrate together in the heart of South Dakota. The Pierre Area Chamber of Commerce, connecting our community one event at a time.
It's not Christmas in July yet, but the Fremont Moo giving a couple of gifts here to the Oahe Zap, gifting them 2 runs on a couple of errors to tie things up at 2 apiece. If you're just joining us, Dylan Beach alongside me, Justin Cowart, and our producer extraordinaire, Eli Lewis, as Anthony Budmeyer fires in for ball 1. Budmeyer, the newest Zap player. We talked about how he's been transitioning from basketball back to the diamond, play some baseball as he fires in strike 1. Count even at 1 apiece for Anthony Budmeyer. Got out of a big jam on the back of Nick Golden the last time out. Nick Golden subbing in for Alex Jackson, firing in a bullet to the plate as Budmeyer pulls the string on that off speed, swung over for foul or strike 2. Nick Golden firing in a bullet. Ludvigsen almost picked it off, but it ticks off his glove right into the hands of Cadena, who tagged him out as Budmeyer misses in the opposite batter's box for ball 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the thought process was for Ludvigsen trying to cut that one off. Usually there's communication between either the pitcher or the third baseman.
2-2 for Budmeyer. Swung, chopped off the plate, foul.
As to whether you want to cut it off or let it go through.
Maybe that's what that late communication was, is maybe he got the call to leave it and just barely didn't get his glove out of the way in time. Just took a little bit of a hop right into the breadbasket of Cadena, and it was a close play at the plate. 2-2 from Budmeyer. Misses high for ball 3. Count runs full.
And as good of a first baseman as Quinn Ludvigsen is, maybe he tipped it on purpose to get it to fall into the glove so perfectly to Cadena. Nice play, Quinn.
He got in on the play, a 9-3-2 putout. 3-2 payoff from Budmeyer. Skips in for ball 4. Budmeyer issues a leadoff walk. No, Cadena going to have some words for him. He's at Dickinson State. He was kind of taken under the wing of Cooper Van Lucian, but will be college teammates with Ty Farwell this year. I'm shocked they didn't have or slide Farwell down to catcher to get him some familiar faces, but he's got a guy he can trust over at third as he fires in and misses for ball 1. So a leadoff walk for the Moo. They out-hit the Zap yesterday 10-7. They're being out-hit in this one 3-5, but still tied up in this ball game. A big playoff game for these two teams as Budmeyer finds his own versus Braden Jones. even up the count at 1 apiece.
This one certainly has playoff atmosphere all over it, as each of the Zaps games and the remaining 8 in the regular season will.
1-1 skips at the plate for ball 2. Budmeyer not happy with that miss, slapping his glove. As Budmeyer, we talked about his basketball career, was a big American Legion baseball standout as well. 2-1 from Budmeyer, swung on a miss from Jones. Counts back even at 2 apiece. Budmeyer looking for his first Zap strikeout.
You used the word devious earlier, and that is how you would describe the off-speed pitch from Budmeyer. When he gets it where he wants it, there's really not anybody I could think of that could hit that pitch.
Pick off over to first, not in time. Budmeyer getting in town on that nasty storm night on Monday. Got to go see the new bank open up a couple days later, or the next day. 2-2 now from Budmeyer, misses high for ball 3. Then he got to wear that sweet, sweet jersey last night. And now he's here making his Zap debut. Busy couple of days for Anthony Budmeyer. He's got a bit of a jam here. The 3-2 swung on and missed. This Bud's for you, Pierre. First strikeout for Anthony Budmeyer.
Would have been great if he was the beer batter.
Yeah, it would have
really played, but I like it.
Brings Josh Hardiman to the plate as a double play would end the inning here for the Zap, get their hot bats back up as Hardiman skies that one foul over the press box. The Zap were really threatening in the bottom of the 5th. Couldn't get that big base hit to knock in all the runs, but a couple of wild pitches from McGrath score a pair. As the Moo do have motion in that bullpen. The 0-1 misses low for ball 1. They even have a player outside of the stadium. So I don't know if he was banished or what, but there's a guy draped over the bullpen wall out in left field. 1-1 now, drops in just low for ball 2.
Not sure if the Fremont Moo know, but there's about 100 kids here that'll go get a foul ball if it's hitting that vicinity. He doesn't have to be the one to clean those up.
Maybe he's camping for a free slushie. We saw some Spuds players turning in foul balls for slushies. 2-1, skips in the dirt, a good block from Cadena. Keeps Timon Long put over there at first. Timon Long ended the 5th with a nice sliding grab. Quinn Ludvigson skied one towards that foul line, and the wind was just doing some tricks on it. Timon Long wasn't fooled. 3-1 from Budmeyer. Check swing, the appeal. They say he didn't go. That one looked pretty good from up here, but Riley Donovan disagreeing, and Budmeyer giving up another walk.
Yeah, that was a close one, and that's tough for any bases umpire that has to set up towards the middle of the infield when there's runners on. You can't really get a good angle at the plate, the front of the plate. I always wondered about that. Who has the better angle? Is it the guy standing behind home plate a couple feet from the actual dish itself, or is it the guy standing behind the pitcher about 100 feet away? But that'll be the end of the day for Anthony Budmeyer.
The newest Zap member coming in relief. Got out of a big jam in the 5th. But he'll turn over to the longest tenured Zap player, Brady Glenn. Budmeyer, I think, on his 4th day in South Dakota. Brady Glenn on his 4th summer in South Dakota. So turning it over to the vet. We'll see if he can get out of this jam. A tie ball game here and a must-sweep series, you feel, if you're the Zap. You really got to set yourselves up for that 2-game series out in Spearfish. All the eyes on that one, but you cannot drop the ball. You do not want to drop any games in this playoff push. And Fremont's right there as well, just a game back in the second half. So we are shaping up for a photo finish in the second half of the ILB as Brady Glenn will get some warm-ups.
I don't know if Brady Glenn needs any warm-ups. He's been warming up for about 24 hours.
Yeah, he was warming up all of last night. He's been in the bullpen since Anthony Budmeyer went in. He's probably thrown more warm-up pitches than he's thrown in his last couple of outings on the actual bump. Brady Glenn has been very, very commendable for the Zap this year in relief.
And he comes in a really tight spot. You've got 1 out, runners on first and second. And you'd kill for a ground ball here if you're Brady Glenn, but you've also got to be careful. You don't want to leave anything too good over the plate for one of these Moo hitters who have been swinging the bats well today. But if I'm Jamie Habiger, I don't think there's anybody out there on the mound in this situation I'd want right now than Brady Glenn.
Brady Glenn trying to shut things down here. 1 away, runners on first and second. As Riley Donovan having an exchange with all of the Zap infield.
Yeah, he's holding court out there.
And if only we could hear that conversation. We've always said that we'd love to hear the conversation between the ump and a catcher, but I don't think I've ever seen a conversation between an ump and the entire infield.
Yeah, I'd love to put a microphone on Riley Donovan, but I don't think we could let that play over the airwaves.
Maybe just on YouTube, but I don't think we'd be able to let that one go over the radio.
Yeah, we might catch some FCC restrictions on that one, but Brady Glenn, one more warm-up pitch coming, and he's ready to go. Seen some great work out of Brady Glenn this season, and he'll need it right here with runners on first and second and just the 1 out.
As the beer batter comes in. Sevi Aguirre trying to deliver here for the Moo or the Zap faithful, all 600 of them looking for a discounted beer. As Brady Glenn finally ready to start his outing. 1 away, fires off speed, just missing for ball 1.
That was a good-looking pitch from Brady Glenn.
That's what I was thinking, partner. That one missed somewhere. As runners on first and second, 1 away. Knotted up at 2 apiece here at Hyde Stadium. The 1-0 from Glenn fouled off for strike 1. Sevi Aguirre making a couple of big plays over at shortstop today. He drew the daunting task of being the beer batter in front of the biggest crowd since opening day of the first Zap inaugural season. The 1-1 now from Glenn, skied foul towards the beer cart. That's where everyone will be heading if he strikes out here. Crowd trying to get in on this beer chant, see if they'll follow Brooks Cartwright's lead here.
They don't often do.
They do not rock with Brooks Cartwright's chant sometimes. The 1-2 from Brady Glenn. Runs inside for ball 2, and the crowd really wanted that cheap beer. A couple of "Are you kidding me?" for Scott Penny. Crowd trying to will Brady Glenn to a big strikeout here. 1 away, the 2-2. Just misses for ball 3.
Penny looks like he was stepping back to deliver the ring up.
Just teasing these fans. Now a payoff pitch for Brady Glenn, and this one is a big one. Walk would load the bases with just 1 away. The 3-2 from Glenn. Third time's the charm. Gets them going down looking. Sevi Aguirre's got some words for Scott Penny, but that one looked pretty good up here. Glenn finally gets his K, and the second man down for this inning.
Yeah, and I know Aguirre's upset, but he got a couple pretty generous calls in that at bat. Now, Penny has had a very consistent zone today. It's been a tight strike zone. These pitchers have been having to work for their strikeouts, but what a comeback there from Brady Glenn. Not getting upset about the balls that are 50-50 calls. Sometimes you'll see them called balls. Sometimes you'll see them called strikes. Just staying with it and getting a huge second out.
2 away for Glenn. That one checked through for strike 1. Grant Ryan fanning through that one. Glenn would love another out here. Get out of this jam unscathed. send your hot bats back up to the plate to try to take the lead. Zap offense has not been quiet in the second half outside of a couple of games, as that one's lined sharply up the middle. Phillips will have to fire to the plate, but a late stop sign will keep the runner at third. Probably a good call there from the third base coach, as that one was fired in from Phillips. Now bases loaded, 2 away for Brady Glenn.
Yep, but if you're Glenn, you've got the bottom of the lineup here at the plate, and you've got 2 outs. I think if you're Glenn, your stuff is good enough where you can go right at the hitter.
See if Brady Glenn can attack and get the third out of the inning. A big spot here in the playoff hopes for the Oahe Zap. That one, first pitch misses for ball 1. See if Glenn can come back with a strike here. Got a big second out of Aguirre, and he picked up for Anthony Budmeyer. 2 outs, 2 Ks this inning for the Zap. The 1-0 skied high. That one leaving the ballpark as Gadina threw off the mask just to watch it soar. But a big first strike there for Brady Glenn evens up the count at 1 apiece. This place will just erupt if he could get a strikeout here, or any out of that, for that matter. Infield playing back. The 1-1 from Glenn. In there for strike 2.
Yeah, and that's more like it for Brady Glenn. Just attack the zone, and especially with a 1-2 count, force him to make a decision whether he wants to protect or try to get even in this count.
The owners Bob and Vicky Habiger loved that pitch from Glenn. They were the first to clap there. We'll see if the crowd can will him for a strikeout. The 1-2 lined high into right field. Nick Golden settling under it and bringing it in for the third out of the inning. Brady Glenn navigating a huge jam, and he's letting the Moo know about it. Still knotted up at 2 apiece. We'll be right back here in the bottom of the 6th on River 92.7.
Looking for happenings in Central South Dakota? The Pierre Area Chamber of Commerce Community Calendar is your go-to for all the latest events. From entertainment to local benefits, community activities, and more, there's something for everyone. Email your event to contactchamber@pierre.org and it will be listed on the weekly calendar. To view the calendar, go to www.pierre.org. Let's celebrate together in the heart of South Dakota. The Pierre Area Chamber of Commerce, connecting our community one event at a time.
Doing a little spring cleaning at your house? I'm Val Keller, City of Pierre Solid Waste Manager, letting you know the City Supply Swap program can help. We'll recycle cleaning supplies, paint, and other household chemicals you don't want anymore. Plus, you're free to take any products other people dropped off for recycling. The swap program helps our customers and keeps things out of our landfill. Supplies we accept include stains and sealers, pesticides, pool chemicals, typical cleaning agents, as well as oil-based paint, latex paint, and spray paint. For additional information, call 605-773-7434. Again, that's 773-7434 for more information about recycling your household supplies and paint. Let the City of Pierre help you get your home and garage cleared out and cleaned up for the summer months.
This public service message is brought to you by the radio stations of the DRG Media Group in Pierre.
Welcome back, Nick Golden. He's due up for the bottom of the 6th. So 6, 7, 8 for the Oahe Zap. Gavin Frazier's grabbed a bat. He'll be checking in for Caden Bazanski. Nick Golden had a scary moment the other night. Was hit on a first pitch fastball from Lawson Moreno. Nick Golden exited the game, went to the hospital. Was a just scary, scary sight, but came back due to that long rain delay. Really fired up his team for that Game 4 win to split the series. And BC's McGrath here. Yo-Oh misses off the plate for ball 1, and I think Nick Golden maybe just thankful not in his first at-bat back to be hit.
Well, let's be
on the first pitch at least.
Here.
The first pitch at least. That was all he saw in that Game 4 of that Spud series as he swings over that one for strike 1. Nick Golden, they were checking him out for a possible concussion, possible nose injury. As he watches the 1-1 now, he skies that one towards center field. A routine play for the center fielder, Rocco Garitano. Going back to Nick Golden at the hospital. Jack Pates, kind of the team Uber, been driving a lot of people around. He was the one. He drove Nick Golden to the hospital, and then he went into the hospital room and checked on Nick Golden, and Nick Golden goes, "Jack, when did you get here?"
Did you get hit too?
Yeah. So maybe in the moment just not realizing who was driving him to the hospital. As Gavin Frazier shows bunt, puts down a good one. McGrath fielding and firing in time to record the second out. It was a good play there from from McGrath, not to panic and get the first out on the speedy runner.
Yeah, maybe a little unfortunate for Frazier, who laid down a nice bunt, but it took such a good bounce towards McGrath that he was able to field pretty quickly and fire over in time.
Cadena at the plate. We talked about him hitting that home run for the Bison. I'm sure he'd love to repay it for the Zap. As he watches ball. Strike one. That was a fastball at the shoelaces. Called strike one. Cadena trying to will this crowd to a big win as he chops that one foul for strike two. Final attendance numbers tonight, 615. Just 35 shy of the all-time best for the Oahe Zap. A great crowd for a Thursday night. And we still got Zap baseball tomorrow night. So still time to get down to Hyde Stadium after tonight. Just 3 home games left as that one misses for ball one.
Yeah, I think if the Zap can pull through here this evening and get the win, we might see maybe even a bigger crowd tomorrow night.
1-2 to Cadena. Skied foul out of play down the right field line.
Good to see the community get behind this team, especially in their winning ways. They want to get a piece of what's going on here at Hyde Stadium, and you can too. Get out tomorrow night.
1-2 here to Cadena. Watched in for strike three. A 1-2-3 frame for McGrath, fighting off the bullpen. Still knotted up at 2 apiece. We'll be right back for the 7th inning here on River 92.7 and the Oahe Zap YouTube.
Hey, it's your phone talking. Yeah, your phone. You know, that thing you're constantly picking up and poking around. Listen, when you're behind the wheel, would you please give me a break? You'll have plenty of time for your TikToks and, I don't know, texting your friends after you put it in park. Distracted driving, friend. No joke. One quick text or social media feed can cause a crash. And hey, I don't want any part of that. You got someplace to be. And trust me, I'll enjoy the downtime. Brought to you by the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety and its station.
Dunes Golf is celebrating their 30th anniversary this summer. They look forward to seeing old friends and new acquaintances on the driving range and on the course throughout the summer. Play 9 or 18 holes. Pay by the round. Save with a punch card or become a member for unlimited play. Dunes Golf is a great location for group outings or a summer play day. Call 605-223-2525 or see golfdunes.com. Just 1 mile north of Fort Pierre on Highway 1806. Dunes Golf.
Thinking of travel? Pierre Regional Airport offers nonstop flights from Pierre to Denver. From there, you can fly anywhere. Book to your destination and check bags through on United, Delta, or American Airlines. 1-hour flights on 50-passenger jets to Denver, then connecting to your destination. Save travel time and money, avoid the crowds, and free parking when you fly from Pierre Regional Airport. Skip the drive. Fly from Pierre Regional Airport.
Looking for happenings in Central South Dakota? The Pierre Area Chamber of Commerce Community Calendar is your go-to for all the latest events. From entertainment to local benefits, community activities, and more, there's something for everyone. Email your event to contactchamber@pierre.org and it will be listed on the weekly calendar. To view the calendar, go to www.pierre.org. Let's celebrate together in the heart of South Dakota. The Pierre Area Chamber of Commerce, connecting our community one event at a time.
Brady Glenn back out on the bump for the Zap here in the top of the 7th, all tied up at 2 apiece. Top of the lineup, and Rocco Garitano will lead things off for the Moo. And Glenn starts him off with a first pitch strike. And we saw Devin Skelton having a very intimate conversation with home plate umpire Scott Penny in between innings there. It ended with a fist bump, so they're both on the same page. And Glenn getting that call, and quickly ahead 0-2 as Garitano fouls that one over the Moo dugout into Capitol Avenue. It is breezy and beautiful here at Hyde Stadium tonight. A couple of flat, spotty clouds blocking out the sun as Glenn gets a just a bit offside call, or outside call, I should say, for ball one. That one almost painting the outside corner. 1-2 from Glenn is ripped into center. Phillips came in at first, but now tracks back, but plants his feet underneath it and squeezes the first out of the inning. So a good start for Brady Glenn. He's got the first out, and now it'll bring up Henry Heyman to the plate. Might be the last we see of Aiden McGrath from the Fremont Moo when we get to the bottom of the 7th. He has pitched very well today. He's given up 2 runs on 5 hits, but the damage came on some wild pitches and passed balls for the Zap. First pitch to Heyman is lifted high towards the first base side. Ludvigsen tracking back, looking up, and losing the glasses, but not the ball. He squeezes a second out. And 3 pitches have turned into 2 outs here for Brady Glenn in the top of the 7th inning. McGrath sitting at 90 pitches for the Fremont Moo, says Dylan Beach. What do you think, Dylan? You think we'll see him in the bottom of the 7th?
He's been fighting off that bullpen for a couple innings now. I think that was probably the end of the line for him. A good end to his day, though, going a clean 1-2-3.
We'll see if they let him leave on a high note. Brady Glenn trying to make the top of the 7th a high note for the Zap as he's gotten 2 quick outs. He misses outside for ball 1 to Cooper Fucino. And another pitch that looked good from up here, but Scott Penny has had that zone tight all afternoon. That's really all you can ask for. Be consistent both ways with it, as Penny has. Here's the 1-0, make it 2-0. That one bounces in front of the plate.
And I'll say this about Penny. He gets about as close to the catcher in the zone, I think, as we have seen any ump. I mean, he really gets squatted down just right over the head of Cadena.
Yeah, so much his little flap underneath his mask is almost dangling on the back of the head of Cadena. 2-0 is ripped into left. Curiel watches that one sail over his head. It'll take a 1-hop off the wall, and Fucino will have a standing double. So that one was absolutely blasted off the bat of Cooper Fucino, and that'll bring up Timon Long, the cleanup hitter here for the Fremont Moo.
And just like that, a bit of a jam here for Brady Glenn that he's going to have to navigate. That ball was just crushed. Curiel was playing in, and he just didn't have much of a chance on that one.
I don't care how fast Curiel is. Yeah. Fucino absolutely sent that one on a rope over his head out and left. See, Brady Glenn can keep up the quick out work. First pitch to Timon Long is fouled. And each one of these foul balls makes me a little bit nervous. I didn't get to get my coveted spot blocked out by the broadcast booth today. I'm parked on the other side of the street just asking to be pelted with foul balls. And I looked over at Dylan, and he had one of those looks on his face. Might not be a good night for you, buddy. But Brady Glenn, as long as the Zap can win, I'll take a couple foul balls off the windshield. This one rifled out into right. Nick Golden coming on, going down to 2 knees and making the catch. Have a day, Nick Golden. He saves a sure run and a sure extra base hit with the diving play. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning, still tied up at 2. Let's see if the Zap Bats can get to work here on River 92.7.
Looking for happenings in Central South Dakota? The Pierre Area Chamber of Commerce Community Calendar is your go-to for all the latest events. From entertainment to local benefits, community activities, and more, there's something for everyone. Email your event to contactchamber@pierre.org and it will be listed on the weekly calendar. To view the calendar, go to www.pierre.org. Let's celebrate together in the heart of South Dakota. The Pierre Area Chamber of Commerce, connecting our community one event at a time.
Doing a little spring cleaning at your house? I'm Val Keller, City of Pierre Solid Waste Manager, letting you know the City Supply Swap program can help. We'll recycle cleaning supplies, paint, and other household chemicals you don't want anymore. Plus, you're free to take any products other people dropped off for recycling. The swap program helps our customers and keeps things out of our landfill. Supplies we accept include stains and sealers, pesticides, pool chemicals, typical cleaning agents, as well as oil-based paint, latex paint, and spray paint. For additional information, call 605-773-7434. Again, that's 773-7434 for more information about recycling your household supplies and paint. Let the City of Pierre help you get your home and garage cleared out and cleaned up for the summer months.
This public service message is brought to you by the radio stations of the DRG Media Group in Pierre.
Just when we thought we had seen the end of Aiden McGrath, he comes back out for the bottom of the 7th inning after the 7th inning stretch. A couple young fans serenaded the crowd with Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Huge crowd on hand, hoping the Zap can treat them to a W. Biggest crowd of the season, one of the biggest crowds in Zap history here. As Shock the Wolf is getting pumped up with some free t-shirts being tossed out. I think those are the Chislick shirts that were so popular with the fans. And better be careful. Might see a brawl ensue for one of those shirts that gets mixed in between one lucky fan and some unlucky fans who don't get the shirt. It'll be Emiliano Curiel, Andrew Phillips, and Jared Pugrad, the 9-1-2 hitters for the Zap, trying to get at Aiden McGrath. They had a perfect bottom of the 6th. The only 2 runs for the Zap came in the bottom of the 5th. And they loaded the bases and got they got an errant throw to second on a double play attempt with 1 out, and a wild pitch that scored their 2nd run. McGrath from the windup gets a chopper to the shortstop, and that's going to be a nice glove play by Aguirre. He fires to first, and it gets by the first baseman, Braden Jones. So Curiel will swipe second, and an errant throw turns into a runner on second base with nobody out for the Oahe Zap. So the Moo continuing to just grant the Zap a little gift here and there. And credit the Zap, they've been able to take advantage. And that might be the end of the line for Aiden McGrath. Boy, that hurts for Aiden McGrath.
Yeah, you feel for him there.
He got a pretty routine ground ball over there to Sevi Aguirre. And I think Aguirre knew the speed that Emiliano Curiel had. So that'll be it for Aiden McGrath, who was pushing a high pitch count. He was already at 90 pitches when he came into this inning. But he will leave throwing 91. So they'll bring the reliever on. We'll let you know who it is when we get the number. But back to the top of the lineup for the Zap. The go-ahead run stands at second base with nobody out. Andrew Phillips, Jared Pugrad, and Ty Farwell, the next 3 due up for the Zap. And it's a tall right-hander, Eli Larson, 6'4", 200 pounds, out of Sioux Falls. Is where he plays his college ball. He's from Minnesota.
A stark height difference between him and the third baseman, Grant Ryan.
Yeah, seeing them stand next to each other when he took the mound. It was like seeing Jose Altuve and Aaron Judge stand next to each other in that hilarious picture that circled the internet. Tell you what, Eli Larson sure can bring it out there on the bump. You got a lot of pace on that fastball out of that right arm. But he'll have to deal with the top of the lineup for the Zap. Emiliano Curiel, who is always running out of the box, had some extra oomph on that one. And that ball almost caught him on the way by Braden Jones at first. Jones had to stretch out to try to get to it. But that ball going so close past Curiel, he was able to pick up on the errant throw right away and took that opportunity to take second. So now Riley Donovan with the last couple of instructions for Eli Larson. Everybody back into their defensive positions. And Andrew Phillips dusting some dirt out of that left-handed batter's box. We've seen runners in scoring position for the Zap almost every inning, but only able to bring them across in one of those innings. See if they can change that here. Gurriel with a short lead off of second base. Larson's first offering to Phillips. He shows bunt, and he pulls it back. Yeah, no, they're going to. Okay, now they had checked with Riley Donovan. That was a strike, and that was an offer.
That would have been a gift to Andrew Phillips there if they gave him that one.
Scott Penny did not call strike, and then after a long wait, he checked with Riley Donovan. It was almost kind of like, yeah, that was a strike. So it's 0-1 to Phillips, and he scoots out of the way of that one. It gets by the catcher, Cooper Fucino. And the situation was Phillips, who had laid down a gorgeous bunt earlier on in the game and got to first safely, was trying to move Gurriel over to third with the bunt. But now he could seemingly just swing away with the 1-1 count now that Gurriel's over to third on the passed ball.
That was such a beautiful bunt from Andrew Phillips earlier.
Sure was, wasn't it? Laid it perfectly down that third base line. Phillips with a swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch there from Larson. Not only does Larson have a good fastball, he's got a good changeup as well. So now Larson back in the windup with the runner at third. The 1-2 pitch to Phillips, swung on and missed for strike 3. So Phillips will go down swinging for the first out of the inning. Jared Pugrad will come up. And the infield playing in for the Fremont Moo, trying to keep this game tied at 2 apiece.
See if Jared Pugrad can find some real estate here. A lot to be found.
Even a softly hit fly ball towards the back part of this infield should get down for a base hit. Pugrad loves to jump on the first pitch. We'll see if he offers as Larson gives him an off-speed pitch that's just barely fouled off. That one escapes to the backstop, but with the foul ball, Gurriel will have to stay at third. 0-1 to Pugrad. Here's the pitch from Larson. Swung on, fouled off again off the mask of Fucino, and quickly 0-2.
Gotta move that runner in here with one away.
You absolutely have to. Tied at 2 apiece. You got him there with nobody out.
The left 2 straight in scoring position in the bottom of the 5th. Got to strike here.
Here's the 0-2 to Pugrad. Lifted into right. Could be deep enough to score him from third. It's caught by Brzezinski. Here comes Gurriel to home. The throw is not in time, and the Zap lead. On an 0-2 count, Jared Pugrad pokes one into deep right corner and gets the runner to tag from third. It's a sacrifice fly that gives the Zap the 3-2 lead in the bottom of the 7th. And right on cue, Jared Pugrad gets it done for the Oahe Zap and scores the runner from third.
And you take the lead and you take the pressure off of Ty Farwell to have to score that run with 2 outs. Now you might be able to see a no-pressure swing out of Ty Farwell, maybe get a 2-out rally going.
Zap have been so good with 2 outs all season long, and Jared Pugrad has been so good at putting the ball in play. We often joke that he's been bit by a bug where he hits it to defenders where they make great plays as Farwell fouls that one off, and he did just that right there. But that's one that Jared Pugrad will feel great about putting in play as it scores the go-ahead and possible winning run here in the bottom of the 7th. So now we'll see if the Zap bullpen can dig in, get 6 more outs, and get a crucial win here in front of a huge crowd. 0-1 to Farwell, swung on and missed, 0-2.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see some fight from the Moo. You were leading or tied through 6 2/3, and now trailing for the first time. Gonna see if they got the fight to win this one. This is a big playoff game for them as well.
Farwell twirls the bat behind 0-2 with 2 outs, and he rips one through the right side for a base hit. Past Henry Heyman, and a 2-out base hit for Ty Farwell brings Vince Polizzi to the plate. You've got the lead, but you love some insurance. And Polizzi can do that for you if he can leave the park. I don't care what kind of wind you've got here at Hyde Stadium. Polizzi can cut right through it with that bat speed. Got plenty of power. That breeze coming in from center field towards the first base dugout. They'll check on Farwell at first. He dives back safely.
This is just a beautiful night at the ballpark. These clouds setting up a beautiful backdrop tonight.
It is a perfect setting for baseball as Polizzi wears one on the right bicep. Just barely misses that elbow guard on his left elbow. And he'll toss this padding away in dismay, but it brings up Quinn Ludvigsen. And with 2 outs, runners will be going on contact. So Farwell will stand at second, Polizzi will stand at first, and Ludvigsen will climb into the left-handed batter's box. Zap will head to the top of the 8th in the lead. It's just a question of by how much. First pitch to Ludvigsen is taken high for ball 1.
It's a great take at the top of the zone.
There haven't been many strikes called up there today. They've all been down in the lower half part of the zone. 1-0 to Ludvigsen. Farwell taking off for third. Throw down is going to get away from the third baseman, and Farwell's going to pop up and try to score. It's backed up by Time and Long, but to no avail, and Farwell manufactures another insurance run. The Zap lead 4-2, and that dugout is fired up. Farwell doing it himself. He gets on base with the 2-out single, advances to second on the hit by pitch of Vince Polizzi, steals third, and forces an errant throw from Cooper Fucino, and picks up a massive insurance run for the Zap here in the bottom of the 7th. They lead 4-2. Polizzi was able to get to second, and now Ludvigsen charges one into left. Time and Long going to get over to it and squeeze the third out. But we head to the top of the 8th with a 4-2 Zap lead in a must-win ball game here late in the regular season. Brady Glenn headed back out onto the bump. We'll be right back here after this short break on River 92.7.
Thinking of travel? Pierre Regional Airport offers non-stop flights to Denver. Starting August 1st, book your destination at United.com. With United Mileage Plus, you can save more by earning miles when you fly from Pierre Regional Airport. 1-hour flights to Denver and the world beyond. Avoid the crowds, avoid the drive, and enjoy free parking when you fly from Pierre Regional Airport. United Airlines in Pierre starting August 1st. Skip the drive. Fly from Pierre.
We're good at making excuses for things we don't want to do.
I can't work late because my cat has a job interview.
Unfortunately, we're also good at making excuses for things we shouldn't do, like driving drunk.
There's nothing on the back roads but cows.
The truth is, there's no good reason to drink and drive. Not even if you stick to the back roads. If you drink, don't drive. No excuses. Brought to you by the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, South Dakota Broadcasters Association, and this station.
If you're interested in becoming a valued sponsor of an Oahe Zap broadcast, you can contact us for more information at sports@dakotaradiogroup.com or call us at 605-224-8686.
Hey Zap baseball fans, it's Justin Cowart. If you're interested in a podcast that's sports and only sports, you need to check out Players Perspective. I have athletes and coaches from the South Dakota area and across the country, from the high school all the way up to the professional level. Come on and tell stories of their biggest and best moments of their athletic careers. If it's sports, you bet we cover it on Players Perspective Podcast, sponsored by Avera. You can find it wherever you find podcasts by searching DRG Media Group or on drgnews.com. Now, back to myself and Dylan Beach in the broadcast booth for some more Zap baseball.
The big 8th inning here for the Fremont Moo. They have yet to win a game when they are trailing or tied after the 8th. Brady Glenn fires that one in, missing somewhere for ball 1. That one looked pretty good once again, but in that high portion of the zone that has not been getting called a lot tonight. Braden Jones ahead in the count 1-0, now even 1 apiece.
Yeah, and I don't think Brady Glenn has really missed any of his spots in his outing so far tonight. He has been
shakes off,
dialed in.
Shakes off a couple pitches, gets that off-speed one he liked, and misses high for ball 2. Brady Glenn, after a 2-day warm-up session, has been locked and loaded to go for the Zap here today. 2-1 now. Swung, driven towards right. Nick Golden off to his right, making the play for the first out of the inning.
And it was good for the Zap to get the lead there in the bottom of the 7th, but it was huge for them to get that second run across. And you and I were talking in the break. That was all done by Ty Farwell. Kind of caught everybody off guard, stealing third base with a left-handed hitter in the batter's box with 2 outs. But it pays off for the Zap. He's able to force a bad throw and get home on the steal.
1 away now for Brady Glenn. That one sing for ball 1. And it was an unpredictable steal from Ty Farwell. Just barely caught it out of the corner of my eye, and I was very confused when he was running, but pushed the issue as that one swung foul for strike 1. Sometimes that's all you got to do, put pressure on these catchers. We've seen teams do it with the double steal a lot this season, putting pressure on the catcher to either make that throw to second or hold on to it, and they made the decision to throw out at third, and it wasn't a perfect throw as that one just misses for ball 2. Brady Glenn not too happy about that one. So Hardiman ahead of the count, 2-1. Brady Glenn trying to get his team to the 9th as that one is chopped foul down the third base line.
And a close swing, too, there. Hardiman throws his head back in disgust. That one just barely turning foul once it got to the bag. We've seen Hardiman get a triple down in that right field corner. He was trying to recreate that, but in the left field corner.
That one was flirting with the chalk line, but bounces wide of that third base bag. Brady Glenn comes set for the 2-2 pitch. That one runs high and inside for ball 3. Now a full count for Hardiman.
And he shook off a couple pitches there. Wanted the fastball the entire way.
See if he comes to a quick agreement here on the payoff pitch. Settles in, fires, misses. Ball 4 to Hardiman.
I like watching Brady Glenn pitch. He has got a fire inside of him. Doesn't matter what the scenario is, what the situation is, he is locked in. Anytime he's out on the mound, really upset with himself after losing Hardiman there, but he gets refocused very quickly. How big would a ground ball be to the middle infield here?
Would send the Zap to the 9th inning with a lead, double play. Yo-oh now from Glenn. Fouled into the metal grandstand and right into the hand of a fan. He didn't have to move for that one.
What a play with the left hand, bare hand. He's got to have something in the right hand. He's got to either have a beer or a hot dog.
Shock the Wolf kind of tipped the cap to him there. As Brady Glenn gets strike 1, misses inside for ball 1. Brady Glenn's got a lot of Lance Lynn in him in the mound.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
He's got a lot of fire in him on the bump. He is just always light. He just lights up every time he's out to pitch. So that one's skied foul out of play to the beer batter, Sevi Aguirre. See if he goes down here. Zap have been on a hot streak of beer batters going down to strikeouts, if that's any more reason for any of you listeners at home to get down here. 1-2 from Brady Glenn. Just misses for ball 2.
Another good-looking pitch from Glenn. Just keep hitting your spots and good things will happen.
Runner on first. Checks on him over there, but the ball falls out of the glove of Ludvigsen.
They might have had him had it stayed in. Hardiman was caught still taking his lead. Didn't realize that ball was coming his way until it was halfway home.
Yeah, that was a close one. Ludvigsen unable to hang on, though. Double play would end the inning. Sevi Aguirre. Now they check on Hardiman once again. Back in time. Sevi Aguirre trying to come up big. Get the Moose some momentum in this one. Brady Glenn has been so good in relief since he came back. As he checks on Hardiman a third time. But the third time, not the charm on that one. Back safe once again. So he kind of looks at his first base coach, kind of throws the hands up like, why are they checking on me so many times, man? The 2-2. That one lined sharply, grounded to Pugrad, flipped to Bazanski, fired over to Ludvigsen. Frazier checked in for Byzanski. He fired over a good one to Quinn Ludwigson. A huge double play at the end of the inning. The Zap will be in the 9th inning with at least a 2-run lead. We'll see if they can add to that here in the bottom of the 8th.
Hey, it's your phone talking. Yeah, your phone. You know, that thing you're constantly picking up and poking around. Listen, when you're behind the wheel, would you please give me a break? You'll have plenty of time for your TikToks and, I don't know, texting your friends after you put it in park. Distracted driving, friend. No joke. One quick text or social media feed can cause a crash. And hey, I don't want any part of that. You got someplace to be. And trust me, I'll enjoy the downtime. Brought to you by the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety and its station.
Dunes Golf is celebrating their 30th anniversary this summer. They look forward to seeing old friends and new acquaintances on the driving range and on the course throughout the summer. Play 9 or 18 holes, pay by the round, save with a punch card, or become a member for unlimited play. Dunes Golf is a great location for group outings or a summer play day. Call 605-223-2525 or see golfdunes.com. Just 1 mile north of Fort Pierre on Highway 1806. Dunes Golf.
Thinking of travel? Pierre Regional Airport offers nonstop flights from Pierre to Denver. From there, you can fly anywhere. Book to your destination and check bags through on United, Delta, or American Airlines. 1-hour flights on 50-passenger jets to Denver, then connecting to your destination. Save travel time and money, avoid the crowds, and free parking when you fly from Pierre Regional Airport. Skip the drive. Fly from Pierre Regional Airport.
Looking for happenings in Central South Dakota? The Pierre Area Chamber of Commerce Community Calendar is your go-to for all the latest events. From entertainment to local benefits, community activities, and more, there's something for everyone. Email your event to contactchamber@pierre.org and it will be listed on the weekly calendar. To view the calendar, go to www.pierre.org. Let's celebrate together in the heart of South Dakota. The Pierre Area Chamber of Commerce, connecting our community one event at a time.
Now up from Sacramento, California, Nick Golden, as he sees one he likes, grounds that one. Was almost up the middle, but a nice play to keep it in the glove from Aguirre, but a leadoff single for Nick Golden regardless.
That was a great play by Aguirre to knock that one down. Would have stood a single either way, but pretty impressive play nonetheless. But how about the Zap getting another leadoff hitter on base? Why not add a little bit of insurance before you head to the top of the 9th?
It's the 6, 7, 8 due up. Now Gavin Frazier climbing in. As first pitch offering misses high and inside for ball 1. As Eli Larson trying to keep this deficit at 2. Zap coming from behind in this one. That one misses low for ball 2. A really nice comeback effort here for the Zap in today's ball game. A close playoff race right now, decided by just percentages of a fraction, as Frazier fans over that one for strike 1. Got an update from around the league. Bison Baseball Club leading the Hastings Sodbusters 8-3 in the top of the 8th. So after coming really close last night, the Bison might get their first, as Frazier lines that one sharply to center field. Settling under it and making the grab is Rocco Garitano.
How about the Bison?
That's a big one. If the Bison can hold on, especially for the playoff hopes of the Hastings Sodbusters, that feels like one you can't drop if you're them, as they sit in 3rd place right now. The Moo down in 5th, but it is such a close race right now. It is all decided by a game or two from first all the way down the board. Casper leading Spearfish 3-2 in the middle of the 3rd. So good results standing right now for the Zap faithful, as they lead the Moo 4-2, as Noah Cadena chops that one into the backstop for strike 1.
And it's possible that the ILB could possibly revisit their playoff structure next season when we get to the end, and if it's a fraction of a point that keeps a team out of the playoffs.
Golden thought about going.
That was a balk.
He forces the issue there. Good play there from Nick Golden as he gives the crowd a big thumbs up.
Well, he started to take off for second before Larson went home, and There was some shouts across the diamond from his infield, and he did not move his right foot off the rubber when he made his move to first. So he draws the balk, and now the Zap have a runner on second.
0-1 now to Kadena. Misses for ball one. That one looked pretty good.
It looked very good.
That one, I thought that one was right down Main Street, but Penny does not agree. Or Piney. It's Penny. We've gone back and forth. We finally got confirmation that it was Penny. As that one in there for strike two in an identical spot. So Golden stands on second, one away. A 1-2 count to Kadena. A well-placed hit could score the speedy Nick Golden, who played hero for the Zap in that Casper series, game 2. And an outstanding Golden moment for Nick Golden. He won them the ball game. A big playoff game as Kadena skies that one foul. Maybe a couple of the kids waiting to run the bases going to go grab that one.
They're about out towards the Pier Stadium, the Pier Football Stadium. There's so many kids down there waiting to run the bases.
I'm just waiting to see if they can get through it cleanly. A lot of kids, a lot of running into each other. 1-2, chopped off the plate by Kadena. That one takes a funky hop, and Kadena will be safe. Took a weird hop off that kind of runway from the mound, right off the dirt and grass. And the catcher, Fucino, just couldn't field it cleanly.
Yeah, talk about a swinging bunt there from Noah Kadena. That one bounced about 20 feet up in the air, and Fucino tried to glove it, but had so much spin on it that it just kind of slipped through.
So Nick Golden stays put at second. Kadena at first. One away for Emiliano Curiel. Golden bouncing around at second. That off-speed offering misses for ball one.
And you want to make this as easy and as casual of a top of the ninth inning as possible. So a couple more insurance runs here for the Zap wouldn't hurt anybody.
I imagine we'll still see Brady Glenn has been rolling through this one, as that one misses high and inside for ball two to Curiel. There is a little bit of action in that Zap bullpen, but it's a couple of guys just sitting around having a nice little chat. Guy on a folding chair, I believe A.J. Ponciano, talking to somebody, and doesn't look like a warm-up session as Curiel watches 3 straight balls already in a very hitter-friendly count. So we see a couple of Moo fans running up to the concession stand. One of them was wearing a Bison hat. Maybe that's what's got their tides turning. As if you missed it, they're leading the Hastings Sodbusters 8-3 as Curiel watches 4 straight balls to load the bases with one away.
We've seen a big hit out of Andrew Phillips in a situation like this in weeks past. He hit one into left center against Casper, but scored 2 runs to tie it up. Not the same situation, but an important at-bat here for Andrew Phillips. When you want those insurance runs, you can never be too careful with the top of the ninth, especially with a Moo team that has been hitting better in the past couple weeks.
It's felt like all season that Andrew Phillips could be the X factor for this team. Has really started to get the bat going the last couple of weeks, including some just outstanding bunts. He had one earlier that I think if you had someone out there for the Brackey financial money toss, I don't think they could have placed a better one down the line, because it was a beaut from Andrew Phillips. I'm still having a hard time deciding which looked better or sounded better, that national anthem we had earlier, that bunt from Andrew Phillips. So I don't think we talked about that anthem enough. That was just
spectacular.
I had chills during that.
Surprise package. They were the group, and if you had put that group in front of me and said, what's the name of this group, I would have never come up with surprise package.
I don't think I could have either. That might have been in the hundreds of guesses for me. But they were a great surprise for us today. A kind of a, I don't want to say a ragtag bunch, but I mean, people of all ages in that choir, and they just sang a beautiful, beautiful rendition of the national anthem. Had me ready to scream, go play ball. as that one catches the zone somewhere to Phillips. There's been a few weird ones towards the bottom of the zone here today, as Phillips behind in the count now 0-1. Bases loaded for the Zap as he swings through that one low for strike 2. Jared Pugrad itching for another chance at it. His last time up, he scored the run via a sac fly. Sure, he'd love to be able to clear these bases. But we'll see if Andrew Phillips can do it instead. The 0-2 now. This is off the plate for ball 1. That's kind of been a big part of Andrew Phillips here the last couple of weeks. He's starting to really work some of these counts. He's behind here still, but if you could draw a couple of extra pitches out of Larson, that could be big for Pugrad. Bases loaded, one away. Zap leading 4-2. Larson taking a while on this offering as he steps off a late time given to Andrew Phillips.
Well, not the latest time we've seen offered here at Hyde Stadium. We've seen the pitch halfway to home when timeouts have been offered. But Larson did take a while to get the pitch and come set, so.
Larson agrees on one here, takes a big deep breath and fires, and Phillips swings on and fouls that one off into Capitol Ave.
Good battle here for Phillips, staying alive, fouling off some good pitches.
You can see enough of them, one's bound to be hittable. Andrew Phillips trying to bust this game wide open for the Oahe Zap. 2-run lead for him, trying to get some more insurance. The 1-2 swung foul once again. Andrew Phillips out of play. So a great battle here going on between Phillips and Larson. And Phillips trying to help guide this team to the playoffs in a big spot. Insurance is always welcome. 1-2 now to Phillips. In there for strike 3. Phillips cannot believe it. He's gone down on some questionable ones over the last couple of weeks, but he might be thinking about that one for a while.
Yeah, neither can the crowd. You heard the collective groan from
and Coach
600
Skelton's
folks. And now Devin Skelton is, I think, trying to get run from this ball game because he's going to talk to Scott
guiding
Piney.
Pugrad to the box.
Yeah, he assisted him to the batter's box and letting Scott Piney hear, or Penny, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's one of the two.
The whole conversation. Veteran move from Devin Skelton.
He walked Jared Pugrad almost to the left-handed batter's box and then let him take his spot in the right-handed batter's box. So he climbs in of 2 away. The music's still playing, but that one misses for ball 1. Base is still loaded. 2 away now for the Zap, trying to get some extra insurance for who will likely be Brady Glenn coming up for his 3rd inning of relief. 1-0 now to Pugrad. Line sharply to third. An outstanding play by Grant Ryan. Wow.
That was unbelievable.
That one saved a couple. Zap lead 4-2. We'll see if they can protect it here in the 9th.
Hey, it's your phone talking. Yeah, your phone. You know, that thing you're constantly picking up and poking around. Listen, when you're behind the wheel, would you please give me a break? You'll have plenty of time for your TikToks and, I don't know, texting your friends after you put it in park. Distracted driving, friend. No joke. One quick text or social media feed can cause a crash. And hey, I don't want any part of that. You got someplace to be. And trust me, I'll enjoy the downtime. Brought to you by the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety and its station.
Dunes Golf is celebrating their 30th anniversary this summer. They look forward to seeing old friends and new acquaintances on the driving range and on the course throughout the summer. Play 9 or 18 holes, pay by the round, save with a punch card, or become a member for unlimited play. Dunes Golf is a great location for group outings or a summer play day. Call 605-223-2525 or see golfdunes.com. Just 1 mile north of Fort Pierre on Highway 1806. Dunes Golf.
Thinking Thinking of travel? Pierre Regional Airport offers nonstop flights from Pierre to Denver. From there, you can fly anywhere. Book to your destination and check bags through on United, Delta, or American Airlines. 1-hour flights on 50-passenger jets to Denver, then connecting to your destination. Save travel time and money, avoid the crowds, and free parking when you fly from Pierre Regional Airport. Skip the drive. Fly from Pierre Regional Airport.
Looking for happenings in Central South Dakota? The Pierre Area Chamber of Commerce Community Calendar is your go-to for all the latest events. From entertainment to local benefits, community activities, and more, there's something for everyone. Email your event to contactchamber@pierre.org and it will be listed on the weekly calendar. To view the calendar, go to www.pierre.org. Let's celebrate together in the heart of South Dakota. The Pierre Area Chamber of Commerce, connecting our community one event at a time.
It'll be up to Brady Glenn to get the final 3 outs of this ball game, and he starts off with an off-speed pitch strike into third baseman Grant Ryan, who just made one of the greatest plays at third base we've seen at Hyde Stadium all season long, and now he hits one off the apron that takes a Sunday hop to Farwell, who fires to first, and the Zap are now 2 outs away from another massive win in their playoff hopes and postseason picture, trying to get to the postseason. And it was such a good play that even had to tip the cap. Looked like a field trip had let out with as many kids that ran the bases and made their way back from the third base side. I think it was about 20% of our attendance here. This first pitch is fouled off by Caden Brzezinski. And another nice play made over there underneath the awning that we can't see, but we'll take the crowd's word for it. Quickly 0-1 to Brzezinski. 4-2 Zap lead as Brzezinski pops one up foul over the Moo dugout, and he's behind 0-2. The Zap fell behind 2-0 after a run in the second and a run in the fourth by the Fremont Moo. They scored 2 in the bottom of the fifth to tie it up, and then 2 huge runs in the bottom of the seventh to give them some much-needed insurance. Brady Glenn with the 0-2 pitch to Brzezinski. Just misses. And we sound like a broken record, but that one looked good out of the left hand of Brady Glenn.
I don't know what more he has to do to get one there.
I guess get a swing. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Glenn. That off the plate from strike 3. And now the third base coach is going to come down and tell Brzezinski to get out of the batter's box before he gets run by Scott Penny.
Oh, my.
Maybe a makeup call.
Oh, my.
Now, we'll leave it at that. Second out, and they're 1 out away are the Oahe Zap. And it's back to the top of the lineup, and the last hope here for the Fremont Moo is Rocco Garitano. We have seen some incredible defensive plays by the Fremont Moo today, a couple of which have come from Rocco Garitano in center field as he takes strike 1 on a fastball from Brady Glenn.
2 strikes away from being above 500, the latest you have ever had a winning record before.
Glenn with the 0-1. Lifted into center. Phillips chasing, tracking, it's squeezing the final out of the ball game. The Zap are winners again. They win this one 4-2. They win the series from the Fremont Moo, and they're another win closer to cracking into the postseason. We'll recap all of it here on a very happy postgame show after the Zap win at 4-2. We'll be right back after this short break on River 92.7.
The summer is here, and you know what that means. The Oahe Zap are back, and we at DRG Media Group are bringing you coverage of every Zap home game all summer long. You can hear all the home Zap games on River 92.7, or you can watch them live on drgnews.com at the River 92.7 station page. The Zap are offering you fans something new every single night. So get out to Hyde Stadium for some Zap baseball this summer. Purchase your tickets on oahezap.com or buy them at the box office. If you can't make it to the game, we've got you covered on River 92.7 Oahe Zap Baseball, brought to you by DRG Media Group.
Only good things and special things happening here at Hyde Stadium as the Zap get another win. They take down the Fremont Moo 4-2 in a close one. I've never seen Bob Habiger want to go join the post-game huddle with the Zap teammates
and his players as he's congratulating his coaching staff. What a win in front of a huge crowd, a record crowd here for the Oahe Zap. They are over 500, essentially for the first time in their franchise's history. The last time was 1-0 when they started the season with a win, but this is a different team. This organization, this team is playing different, and the fans in Central South Dakota have responded. Record crowd here tonight. They were treated to a dandy. Let's recap it for you. The Moos scored 1 in the second and 1 in the fourth to take a 2-0 lead. Felt like they were in control. An outstanding start from Hayden McGrath, but they got 2 runs, did the Zap in the bottom of the 5th inning to tie it up at 2 apiece, and then scored the final 2 runs of the ball game in the bottom of the 7th to take the 4-2 lead. That would be it for the scoring. Brady Glenn would be given the win and the save out on the mound for the Oahe Zap. They are 1 win away. Well, I guess 1 win away from the Casper Spuds in the Spearfish game, along with the Bison, who still lead Hastings, from being in first place and essentially sitting in the driver's seat for the rest of this regular season.
Yeah, and we are shaping up for an awesome finish in the ILB. And, man, you just got to get down to Hyde Stadium. You're running out of chances, too. You can help bring the playoffs to Pierre. That is my bid.
You can bring the playoffs to Pierre, and the Zap will look for the 3-game sweep of the Fremont Moo tomorrow night. First pitch will be at 6:05. We'll have coverage at 5:55, but we want a minimal amount of people listening on the radio and a maximum amount of butts in seats here at Hyde Stadium tomorrow night. Great things are happening with this Oahe Zap team. It just feels a little bit different, Dylan.
This is the best team you have seen in the 3 years of the Zap. This is a talented roster who will go to war for every guy in that dugout. Come help support this team. Help bring the playoffs to Pierre.
And they're lifting spirits all around. Zap win at 4-2 over the Fremont Moo. We will be back tomorrow night at 5:55 here on River 92.7, the Oahe Zap YouTube, and DRGnews.com. For Eli Lewis, for Dylan Beach, I'm Justin Cowart, thanking you for tuning in tonight and thanking our sponsors at Pierre Area Chamber of Commerce, the Pierre Regional Airport, for Venture Communications for sponsoring our first inning Fiber Fact, and for Dunes Golf sponsoring our path to the playoff. Big thanks to Steve Steele of the Boys and Girls Club of the Capital Area for joining us here this afternoon. We'll be back tomorrow night at 5:55 on River 92.7 and DRGnews.com. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you here at Hyde Stadium for the final game of this 3-game set tomorrow night at 5:55.
This broadcast of Oahe Zap Baseball was brought to you by DRG Media Group and its sponsors. The next home Zap game will be broadcast right here on River 92.7 and DRGnews.com. Thanks for tuning in.